live stream. We're going to be doing that every day, hopefully.
Good morning, everyone.
So basically, if you want to support the guy, you know where to go. It's the streams for now. So I think that goes without saying.
Link comes up, and your support is immensely appreciated. My entire income basically just dried up. And yeah, I am going to be breaking Jew stereotypes, by uploading videos for free. But, honestly, I think saying the things that need to be said is honestly more important.
Wow, we're shattering stereotypes. We talked about this today. Yesterday, we're talking about the Goy Slop ADL situation. What is happening with this channel, ladies and gentlemen?
That is why I greatly appreciate any of your support. It is not necessary. I don't want to obligate anybody or anything, but it is very appreciated. I have a Patreon linked in the description. Anything you could donate there helps immensely. I am considering bringing back a lot of fan-requested stuff for Patreon exclusive, like maybe Adventure Time or other things that people have been wanting me to look into. I will probably start doing more debate situations, and for people that support me on Patreon and on Kick, I will do my best to incorporate their ideas somehow into the content. Another thing that you could do that would help immensely, and this is literally for free, if I get like a sponsor or something, if you could click the link in the description just to like look at it a little bit deeper, right? It's literally free and it helps me a lot. Just click the link every once in a while.
I don't need that yet. What I need is
ways that I'm not financially devastated. Where I am.
That's a whole nother
hey, how's it going?
Sponsorships in this current age, and how certain problematic people have a very hard time holding on or even getting opportunities, but that's a conversation for another day. So if someone you do like as a content creator has opportunities like that, definitely consider checking it out. It definitely will help
I'm doing all right.
in this situation or any
This is my last stream for the week because I'm going to a wedding this weekend in Carolinas.
Make the content that I very much enjoy making and very much feel like needs to be made. I appreciate all of your support.
I will do that in a little bit.
I will be taking this unpaid opportunity as an opportunity, honestly, to make my content better. I have a few big ideas, and I'm going to actually try them.
Nice.
And last but not least, I wanted to thank God. Thank you,
No,
God,
this is the wedding I've been talking about. This is my nephew's wedding. It's down in Asheville, North Carolina. So I'm leaving out at like 4 in the morning tonight, and me and my brother are driving down there.
Pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know.
And I won't be back probably till Monday night.
Let perseverance finish its work to make you more mature and complete, not lacking anything. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. But unironically, with situations, whether it's with YouTube or life in general, you're going to encounter a lot of bad times, hard times, especially times where things are happening to you unfairly. And having a positive perspective and choosing to look at it as a chance for growth or something bigger and better will produce better results. I think that's the one little bit of life advice I can give, and I'm glad he has this attitude towards all of this. But I will conclude the after-school special right there.
Grateful for all the blessings that I've received, and honestly, I am grateful for the trials and hardships that are put before me, so that when I overcome them, I'll be better on the other side. I have faith that this is for the best, and I also know that we are winning.
Yes, I am. I'm still pissed that it's not coming out till fucking 2027 for the PC, but I guess I could wait 2 more months.
I'm sure a lot of you guys are already doing that because we do have a very big overlap in audience. But
I think they do that so that the game doesn't get immediately flooded with modders.
Disagree with him, agree with him. It's a bad thing to see. It's a very bad precedent for YouTube and content creators
because the
generally. So
consoles run on different software. They can't be modded. Like once PC hits, dude, there's some fucking basement dweller that's gonna spend fucking 48 hours in his basement making fucking God mode for GTA 6 just so he could be an asshole.
If you enjoyed, please consider liking the video, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams live every week here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
As we speak, the G7 meeting between the World Cup, many leaders have glorious and orange the Donald is. As he is the main character of the world right now, it seems. That's just how it seems to go.
Hello, I'm the boss. How are you?
Bro walks in, says I'm the boss, and everyone laughs because they know it's true. Ultimately, what the Donald wants happens. I don't know if you've noticed, but that's basically how the world runs these days. He wants war, he has war. He wants peace, he has peace. He wants Israel to bomb them, they bomb them. He wants Israel to stop, they stop. For better or for worse, bro's the boss, and he knows it. Now, before we get into the deep dive that's going on the war front with so much misinformation that everyone keeps lying about, because everyone wants clicks, and no one actually wants to be real and honest, like the Blue Chew News is.
Yeah.
We're not calling you BJ News, okay? It's not happening. So, I saw this, actually. Someone sent this to me. Grateful for the FBI for stopping the Muslim terrorists who are planning on to attack UFC Freedom 250. We have to remain ever vigilant in the face of Muslim terror. Civilization's at stake. I saw this, I was like, what? What is happening? Elon Musk reposted this story. As you can see, 15 million views on Elon's post. On this post, that is another 22 million views. This is a massive story. Apparently, there was a horrible, almost catastrophic event at the UFC 250 celebration.
Explosive packed drones hitting buildings near the event, forcing a mass evacuation and steering crowds towards a pre-staged sniper team. A second wave was then planned to storm the White House gate. The FBI first learned of the threat last Wednesday.
Well, I think he's gonna.
Multiple states to stop it. Joining us now.
He's still gonna post videos, but he's just not gonna get paid.
For getting on the air with us.
I mean, yeah, it sucks for him. He got demonetized, but he's still gonna produce.
Discovery.
Well, notice the class warfare language amongst the plotters there that appears.
And I'm sure he's appealing it to YouTube. He'll eventually get to the point where he's going to run into a real person.
Like, oh, we don't really have lots of enemies.
You know what I mean? And he's either going to get a decent explanation why he was demonetized, or they'll fix it for him.
You know, it makes you wonder how many 9/11s would have happened since 9/11 wouldn't have done anything about it. And of course, the absolute shit.
I hate to sound like an old man, but I hate about nowadays, dude, is you gotta fucking go through this gauntlet of AI before you can reach a real human being that can actually do something for you.
He only lost because he criticized Israel, and Israel controls the government. Well, that narrative's dead now because Israel wants the war to continue, and Trump ended it. Maybe he lost because he calls everything a false flag, and he also calls the president a pedophile, maybe? It's pretty bad, I would say. Now, again, once we actually started to get information about these killers, or it was a whole mix of people. I heard from some sources, like Congressman Randy Fine, that it's Muslim terror. I don't know. This guy says, this is actually published. One video posted by Thomas, that's one of the terrorists, parodies The Daily Show, criticizes Trump's decision to strike Iran. All right, so it's pro-Iran people, while another shows footage purported to depict violence against Christians in Gaza and the West Bank. In Israel, Thomas also reposted videos from Tucker Carlson. It seems like these terrorists were actually in the more Tucker Carlson, Islamic simpery, low IQ, Israel controls America thing. And it's honestly insane that it actually came to this. This is fucking abominable. It really is. It's insane that something like this happened. Now, also important to note, this was Hassan Piker just a month ago teaching people how to create explosive drones on Twitch.
That's a Shahed drone. Like, that's crazy. Oh my god. Bro, you really actually don't need, like I was thinking about this with, like, the Afghanistan, the Taliban, Pakistan fight that was taking place. And I was really thinking about this. You really don't need suicide.
I'm going from central Pennsylvania to Asheville, North Carolina. It's about a 10-hour drive.
Like, we'll just blow up your it's like, you really don't need that anymore in drone warfare. You don't need that at all. Just make fucking drones. You can purchase them from, you can purchase them in the online marketplace. Like, China literally sells
explosive drones.
Like, explosive ordnance delivery mechanisms that you can put to a DPI drone that you can purchase, like, at virtually no
this is a guy that knows a lot about terrorism, it seems.
Cost in comparison to, like, sophisticated equipment that you need to put together. So I guess like you kind of at that point you're doing that for the love of the game, right? Like you're doing suicide bombing just for the love of the game.
It's so easy to make drones as he so clearly laid out the steps. So it's really interesting that we have influencers on social media teaching people how to create drones to blow people up, and we just had an attempted drone attack. White House. It's pretty weird how that happened. Now, back to the matter at hand. The Donald nuclear weapon. Also, the story that the U.S. is paying Iran $300 million is fake news put out by the Democrats, President DJ. Obviously, we're not giving them any money. All right, we all know that's true, but yet, once again, just like the whole Epstein files has videos.
Oh, I'm spending a couple days there.
This is also completely lies. And people are just
We're
running
heading out there. I think Sunday night is Monday morning. We're driving back.
Now confirmed in a briefing that Iran will get full access to 100 billion in frozen funds and 300 billion reconstruction funds. Just a lie. Just not true. Marjorie Trader Green, another congresswoman. I wonder why Trump wanted her gone. I wonder why. Maybe it's because she called Trump a pedophile and also lies constantly. $300 billion to Iran. Trump agreed to Iran $300 billion. No, he didn't. This is not true. This is literally a lie. All right. We spent $70 billion bombing them. We spent $300 billion to rebuild them. No. Literally no. That's not even happening. It's insane. All right. Now we need, for some reason, because this is just a lie and a rumor that spread like wildfire, we need to now have American politicians showing up to be like, oh no, it's not true.
But there's this conversation that that Iran wants a reparation fund. Okay, so first off, there will never be a dime of American money to be spent to do any reparations for Iran. All right, Republicans are not the party of Barack Obama that throws money like that.
Literally
by
true.
The way, is Iran going to go rebuild?
Literally true. And again, this is coming from the people that celebrated the Obama deal, where he gave them billions of dollars. To give them dollars. It's truly incredible. All right, Ryan Tyler, $300 billion in Trump. It's just not true. They are just actual misinformation merchants, and that's how they operate. They use words to destroy truth, reality. It doesn't matter to these people. They think men could be women. Of course they're going to lie about this shit. You know, you got Trump actually addressing this at the G7 because it was such a pervasive lie.
We are not investing any money in Iran, by the way. We got out there and it was ridiculous. We have the right to go in someday and do something, or somebody wants to do something. We are not investing any money. We have no obligation to invest any money in Iran.
Yeah, so just objectively not true. What are we doing? Now, we got some interesting updates in regards to Netanyahu.
We'll be doing day 7 here in a little bit.
Very well. Bibi came to Washington and he begged Obama not to make that deal. And Obama was on the side of Iran, not Israel. And he made the deal. That deal was a disaster.
So now, you have a lot of people criticizing Trump's quote-unquote deal. All right, a lot of people asking what Trump is doing here. It really seems like Trump is playing a long game that a lot of people seem to not understand yet. And I'll tell you why. And so far, I've predicted this multiple times already, where I say, Trump is saying it's doing a thing, but it's part of a strategy, and I've been proven correct. I think he's saying and doing a thing, and it's part of a strategy, and we'll see if I'm correct. This so-called deal that everyone's crying about, A, it's not signed yet, it won't be signed until Friday. B, it's not a peace deal. It's called the Memorandum of Understanding. It is a 60-day pause. Essentially, everyone could do their own shit, no one fires on each other. It's basically an extended ceasefire, and over those 60 days, they are supposed to come to terms with the actual peace agreement, where Donald Trump wants to actually take out all the Iranians in Iran, for example. Ultimately, that has always been the goal. The goal of America has been to decimate their navy, decimate their air force, obliterate them to the point that they can't fund proxy armies across the world, and stop them from ever getting a nuclear weapon. This is literally the actual goals from the beginning. Regime change was never one of the goals of the United States.
Once you get the right tools and
I mean, ultimately, we will see what happens. My stance is generally speaking.
in strength, invest in Miner 69er and Motherload. Well, you may not necessarily need Motherload. This Motherload gives you more resources, like more wood, more stone, more ore. Miner 49er gets you through the stone quicker. You do more damage.
Doesn't exist yet. And C, and the most
So you
important,
probably just
this
want
is not a
minor
random
69er
understanding for a
if you
60-day
don't, if
period,
you're not
and
interested
nothing
in
gets figured
the
out by then, we go back to
resources.
bombing them. Right? So it is insane to me.
But
to have
since I'm
people
building a
freak out
huge
and
one,
still
I'm using the
every
resources
single person, I've seen a lot of crash outs.
to expand outward.
And all these guys just crashing out over this. Holy shit, dude. Not only do you destroy
Oh, I gotta
your
check.
own cause by doing that, but we don't even freaking know
Fuck, I'm
anything
lost
yet.
in here.
What are
There
we
we go.
doing? Like, unbelievable
Oh,
levels of
wrong
like,
side of the wall.
tomfoolery going on everywhere. I'm telling you, man, panicking. Who are these?
This is my steel
The guy
one.
who's worked so hard to get elected, he's actually going to do things that you more or less like and that are beneficial for us, and also have faith in God.
That's better. Give me these 8.
Regime as we run. All right, so we'll see what happens ultimately. But anywho, I think it's super important to address that Israel is still bombing the shit out of terrorists in Lebanon, and Lebanon is still bombing Israeli cities. Israel is intercepting them because, unlike the inbred 85 IQ retarded Hezbollah terrorists, Israel has an average IQ of 105. Technologically advanced superpower. Yes, it's rough for those sand bastards. All right. Anywho.
What are the expectations for Israel? Can this deal survive if Israel attacks Lebanon?
It can, and I consider that the minor war. Iran's the big one, but we have that a little pinprick out there that constantly rears its head, and that's Hezbollah.
Yeah, fuck him.
And I was very responsible for Syria, and the man that's running Syria now
Cool.
is a person that
I am ready to do that second floor now.
Yeah, I don't like Jelani, the ISIS guy that's currently in charge of Syria. But anyway.
He's done an amazing job of pulling it together. He's not a Boy Scout, but he's done an amazing job of pulling it together. And he is very good with Hezbollah. Does not like them. And I'll tell you what, Israel's fighting Hezbollah.
Make a pie.
And too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody. Because there are a lot of people in those apartment houses. And
yeah, which is why they literally send out leaflets to clear out the apartment houses and evacuation requests before they bomb the apartment houses. I get what Trump is doing, though. Trump is honestly kind of a genius here. He wants to end things with Iran completely. Iran wants Hezbollah to survive. Trump wants Hezbollah to die. Trump, in my opinion, is trying to come up with a strategy where he can get Syria to take care of Hezbollah instead of Israel. Therefore, Iran could sign the peace deal with him. I think it's a little unrealistic, personally. I don't see Syria successfully dispatching Hezbollah. And ultimately, we don't have Trump telling Israel not to do it either. Israel is not beholden to this agreement. They didn't sign nothing. Hey, and if they want to...
I like pear pie.
Fuck yes, actually. All right, Hezbollah, not only did they terrorize the Israelis and the Syrians...
It's basically apple pie, except you use pears instead of apples. But it is really good.
Alright, literally, fuck these people. And I'm really grateful that Israel is bombing the fuck out of them. Now, fortunately, Secretary Rubio made it clear that Iran and Hezbollah are not linked in the deal. Israel does not need Iran's permission to defend itself. The tether of terror must end. Again, I've said from the get-go, I really think this could be a big brain, good cop, bad cop strategy. Trump spreads his arms. He says, let's make peace, and Israel deals with the Hezbollah problem on their lawn. And honestly, that's actually pretty fucking smart, depending on how this all wraps up, obviously. Now, the Donald states that Qatar will invest $19 trillion into the United States.
thank you to them. Qatar's much more than $1 trillion in the United States. We have over 18. It's going to be 19.4 or so when it figures out. But we set a record. There's never been anything like it. No country in history.
I want to go back up there.
We'll be having almost 19.1, 19.2 trillion dollars.
I gotta fix that.
In the United States. The record was 10 years ago from another country.
Goddamn bullshit.
We have the hottest country in the world right now.
True.
But Qatar's been
you know what? I'm gonna need to.
Remember what everyone said that, oh no, this war with Iran will make all of our, Arab nations in the Gulf hate us and stuff. Well, it seems like that's not the case, to the point that they're investing $19.2 trillion. Now, my fear, obviously, with Qatari investments is that they're strings attached, all right? Like, they basically bought our university system. I find this very scary. Obviously, it's fantastic news on all fronts. A, injection of money is always nice, absolutely. B, obviously, it proves that our alliance with our allies in the region are stronger than literally ever. But there is that fear there that comes along with Qatar investments, for sure. Now, Reza Pahlavi, he's the crown prince of Iran, the GOAT, all right, the exiled prince, has just signed a memorandum of understanding for peace. The Islamic Republic just executed two more protesters from January 8th and 9th. This is the consequence of making a deal with the criminal regime. To do a deal with a regime that murdered more than 40,000 protesters in 2 days in January is morally wrong and strategically misguided. Feeling that this regime will fail, and we will all face the consequences. This regime's 47-year war against the Iranian people continues. Just as it has never made peace with its own citizens, it will never truly make peace with the world. The international community should back the people of Iran's fight for freedom, but put them center in any negotiation and their Iran policy. But let me be clear, with or without international support, this regime will fall. The people of Iran will liberate themselves from tyranny. I really hope so, and I pray for this guys. Now, I think it's important to note a deal didn't happen yet. And I think it's also important to note the United States of America's greatest interest is that the actual military of the Islamic Republic of Iran is fucked, all right? Because they've committed unbelievable acts of terror against us. They've killed thousands of us. They've attacked all of our allies, basically. They are threatening to nuke us. They had 60% enriched uranium. From the America First perspective, which is how I view politics in general, we need them to not even be a remote threat to us. Of course, I think as a moral good, absolutely, I want to see the people of Iran rise up and overthrow their people, but I do not want to be stuck in a decade-long regime change, infinite ground invasion war. I'm more of the mind of bomb the ever-loving shit out of those fucks and move on with life. Right? That is more my stance when it comes to warfare. I actually believe we should be winning wars. I actually don't really want to make peace with them at all. All right, I want them to unconditionally surrender or die. All right, that is my stance in warfare in general. And again, I'm not going to be a panic, at least until I see how it all wraps up. So this is Trump on the Iran deal once again. Before getting too deep into the chaos, free cash was promised to me. 3,000.
All right, this isn't as far as I thought it was. I think I could finish this.
Free cash for a few minutes here and there.
Well, I can at least finish this side before sundown. I know that. Especially once I get down to the rock, because I cut through rock real quick.
Play games, complete surveys, do simple tasks, and turn your bathroom break into an investment. I've been enjoying playing Call to Dragons on free cash, a high payout strategy-based building game. You get instant payouts with a really easy process through PayPal, Amazon, or Visa. There's already over $250 million paid out to over 60 million users worldwide. It's a win-win. They get someone to test out their games and fill out their surveys, and you get paid. Use the QR code on the screen in the description to sign up and get a $10 bonus today. Now, back to the chaos. Every individual sign-up literally supports the channel, so if you could click the link in the description and do the thing, that would be very appreciated.
Democrats, because they're dumb people.
True.
The Democrats.
True.
Well, what I'd like to do is send it to Congress saying you shouldn't approve it, and I'll get it approved.
That's right, baby. Reverse Trump logic every single time. And now, again,
Where did I end it on the other
most
side?
underrated clips of the day that no one is talking about because everyone's panicking.
All right, at that wall.
It's not final. It's a memorandum of understanding, and if I don't like it, we'll go.
Everyone that calls this a peace deal is intentionally muddying the waters. Okay, it is not a peace deal. It is a 60-day period where they can figure shit out and make a peace deal. And if that doesn't work,
Back to shooting at them, dropping bombs on their head. If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head.
that's right, baby.
Okay?
That's
Because
what's
they
gonna happen.
misbehaved for 47 years.
That's right, fuck 'em.
All right? But nobody could have made this deal.
No, we're gonna make this deal, the greatest deal ever. We'll see. All right, here he says that all the world leaders love the deal.
The nations and many
Nah, I want it.
and prime ministers, as you saw. Prime Minister Modi was here. We had a long talk. He's a great guy. They are thrilled.
I need to seal this up.
Every one of them. There's not one nation that came to us and said, please, sir, keep dropping
dropping bombs on them.
Yeah, incredible hot take. The Eurocucks fucking suck. They're bought by Islam anyway. And also, they just want the Strait of Hormuz open. They don't give a shit about peace. They don't give a shit about the future. They don't give a shit about any of that. So their opinion actually means literally nothing to me. But look at Rubio squirming behind him. Because I think Rubio is definitely more my-minded when it comes to shit like this. I think he wants to obliterate these guys. I think he realizes they fucking suck and they need to die. It's unconditional surrender or death. Meanwhile, you have people in Israel saying, I can confirm that Israel formally requested access to the Iran Memorandum of Understanding and was denied. Literally 9/11 for people that think Israel controls America. Right? They're not even seeing the deal or the memorandum. Right? A remarkable and highly unusual development between close allies and an issue of national security importance. Yeah, obviously, especially when we've literally fought side by side with these guys. And of course,
Buddy was just here.
Turkish,
Oh, I know Shoujo's in the bathroom. She's laying in the sun. She does that every morning, and I don't know where Buddy is.
We love Israel and Israel controls us. On the other hand, we don't trust Israel? Bro, these guys are actually insane. It's wild. Meanwhile, Iran terrorists fired several drones toward commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz since the beginning of the U.S.-Iran Memorandum of Understanding, according to NBC News and the Jerusalem Post. So they are not standing by their shit. It seems like they're still pretty shattered on the inside in regards to who's actually in charge. Literally shock and horror. The Iranians did not keep their word, much to the surprise of literally... You mean to tell me that the Islamic Republic of Iran lied? I can't believe it. And this is why I'm personally really not, like, worried. I have faith. I have faith in God, all right? That the injustice that has been facing the actual Iranian people will die. Right? And I also have faith that the Donald isn't just going to let this happen after he made all of his tweets saying, hey, rise up, keep fighting and stuff, we got your back. Look, I'm telling you, I think something else is cooking out there. And I guess we have to wait 60 days to see if I'm right or if I'm delusional. I'm willing to take the L if, all of a sudden we just leave and they control the strait and we don't dig out their uranium and shit. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But ultimately, I'm pretty confident that something big is happening. Tucker Carlson, of course, brings Trita Parsi, a pro-American. Trita Parsi is literally a lobbyist of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Holy shit, dude. It is insane that he does this every time. Literally the first fucking talking point is Israel. No. It's wild watching this happen. Candace Owens, also probably a foreign operative. Via FOIA, we formally requested Kash Patel's travel itinerary for 3 days leading up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. And we heard back that...
Oh my god. Why is people still listening to Candace Owens?
Great. How is that legal? Wow, that's crazy. The burden is too great. Anyway, the FBI responded to Candace Owens. Dear Candace, please show us these documents that sent to you acknowledging your FOIA request where we said the burden of the request is too great. Your show, just like all the fake news media, will be called out when you lie. Bro, it's just miserable that these foreign operatives are tearing us to shreds. All right, it's insane. All right, meanwhile, I just want to share some beautiful news. Today, 230 male and female boxers graduated in Gaza. So that's actually fantastic news. I just have to say, first genocide ever, where people grow up and graduate college. It's absolutely huge. In fact, they're still calling it a genocide to this day, by the way. Right, so just congratulations to all these victims of genocide over here. All right, no, I've never seen a Nazi glaze Palestine. Oh, really? Oh, really? Hitler literally met with the Grand Poobah of Palestine because they had a very similar goal. Are you serious? All right, now, I've just told you exactly where this war leaves us. GDP per capita in the 1990s had Israel and Iran tied at around 13,000 apiece. In 2026, Israel's around 69, 70,000. Iran's at 3,000. Literally a quarter of what it was, 55 years ago. It's absolutely mind-boggling dominance over there. Right, and quite honestly, it's kind of wild watching retards continue to lose. It's crazy. So, Rubio, in 2015, dropped this, right? And a lot of people are talking about it because it rings so true even to today.
Tennessee would like to close on this matter. I think everything that needs to be said about the details of this deal have already been said. I do want to be recorded.
This is talking about the original Iran deal with the fungus.
For history's purposes, before I know what was going to happen in regards to the civic dispute. Iran will immediately use the money that it's receiving in sanctions relief to begin to build up its conventional capabilities. It will establish the most dominant military power in the region outside of the United States, and it will raise the price of us operating in the region. They're going to build anti-access capabilities, rockets capable of destroying our aircraft carriers and ships.
They try doing that.
Continue to build these swift boats that are able to come on us, these fast boats that are able to swarm our naval assets. And they'll make it harder and harder for U.S. troops to be in the region. They'll also work with other terrorist groups in the region to target American servicemen and women.
They did that.
And they may or may not deny that they're involved, but they will target us.
They
and
first
raise the
denied
price
it,
of
and then they said that we will only have peace if you also stop killing terrorists.
our presence in the Middle East until they hope to completely pull us out of that region.
Hey, buddy.
They'll also continue to build long-range missiles. Missiles capable of reaching the United States. Those are not affected by this deal.
They did not reach the United States, but they did have missiles that would reach every capital city in all of Europe, which they lied about, by the way. This was proven through this war.
And they'll continue to build them as they've been doing. And then at some point in the near future, when the time is right, they will build a nuclear weapon. And they will do so because at that point they will know that they have
60% enriched uranium.
become immune. That we will no longer be able to strike their nuclear program because the price of doing so will be too high. This is not just a work of imagination. It exists in the world today. It's called North Korea, where a lunatic possesses dozens of nuclear weapons and a long-range rocket that can already reach the United States. And we cannot do anything about it.
That's right.
An attack on North Korea today would result in an attack on Tokyo, or Seoul, or Guam, or Hawaii, or California. And so the world must now live with a lunatic in possession of nuclear weapons.
Yep.
And this is the goal Iran has as well, to reach a point where they become immune to any sort of credible military threat because the price of a military strike would be too high. And then they become an established nuclear weapons power. And never in the history of the world has such a regime ever possessed weapons so capable of destruction. Iran is led by a supreme leader who is a radical Shia cleric with an apocalyptic vision of the future. He is not a traditional geopolitical actor who makes decisions on the basis of borders or simply history or because of ambition. He has an religious apocalyptic vision of the future.
Well, what are you doing?
For triggering a
Why are you on my
conflict
arm
between the
twitching?
non-Muslim world and the Muslim world.
Yep.
One that he feels especially obligated
You
to
got the
trigger.
hiccups or something?
And he's going to possess nuclear weapons. This is the world that we are on the verge of leaving our children to inherit. And perhaps we ourselves will have to share in it. And so I want to be recorded for history's purposes, if nothing else, to say that those of us who opposed this deal understood where it would lead. And we are making a terrible mistake. And I fear that the passage of this deal will make it even harder for us to prevent it. And I hope that there is still time to change our minds, but here's the good news. Iran may have a supreme leader, but America does not. In this nation, we have a republic. And soon we will have new leaders, perhaps in this chamber, but also in the executive branch. And I pray that on their first day in office, they will reverse this deal and reimpose the sanctions and back them up.
Which is exactly what Trump did in 2016.
Up with a credible threat of military force.
And there was a threat to the point that the threat actually happened.
Or history will condemn us for not doing what needed to be done at this critical moment in the world's history.
So just absolute fucking mic drop speech in 2016, ringing true history today. And Rubio, currently Secretary of State of the United States of America, is going to make sure that however this war, conflict, whatever you want to call it, actually does wrap up, it will leave Iran completely and utterly crippled and helpless. Hopefully to the point that the actual oppressed people of Iran could rise up and overthrow them. But ultimately, the goal of this entire war, which a lot of people seem to be forgetting about, was to stop their actual military capabilities, nuclear ambitions, and funding of proxy armies across the world. If we could get all of those three things completely done, with zero boots on the ground, we lost some lives, but despite that being absolutely heartbreaking, the casualties, from a military standpoint, were minimal. Thank God. It absolutely fucking sucks to see everyone just coping off of a fake peace deal that doesn't exist, making believe they know what's in it when it hasn't been signed yet, not engaging with the reality that there is a 60-day memorandum of understanding until we see if we actually need to go back to war or if we can neutralize all three of these major threats purely through negotiation. The neocons that want to put boots on the ground for 10 years to install a regime, fuck those guys, they lost. W for me. The isolationists that think that actually you should let Iran have a nuclear weapon and we shouldn't ever go to war or bomb literally anyone ever anywhere because we're absolute cucks. They said we have boots boots on the ground. They said we'd lose thousands of soldiers. They said we triggered World War III. Well, they were fucking wrong, weren't they? And all the Israel firsters, the ones that say that we're actually controlled by Israel, and every bad thing that happens in the United States, the reason why you were robbed at a gas station is because of Israel somehow. And that's also the reason why you can't get a girlfriend. You were all wrong, because this has proved without a shadow of a doubt that, if anything, we control Israel. Netanyahu is almost certainly losing his next election because the Israeli public is so upset that this war didn't end up with obliterating the fuck out of the enemy. And yet, despite knowing that, he did what Trump told him to do, because ultimately we give them billions of dollars a year and they pretty much follow whatever we tell them. I personally would cut off all foreign aid. I would stop giving aid to Israel. I would stop giving aid to Ukraine and NATO. Well, Britain gives much more than Israel, by the way, because that does absolutely nothing for us. I would cut off foreign aid. Whatever we do gain from Israel right now through our relationship, we should pay for. We shouldn't call it aid. We should do a partnership. We should pay for whatever assistance we actually get. You make Israel completely sovereign, and if Israel wants to keep bombing the fuck out of Iran or Hezbollah or whatever, it's like, hey, that's not our business. You can keep taking it. Take care of all of our enemies. W. Let's fucking go. Oh, wow, we can't tell them what to do with war. They're a sovereign nation. Literally W on all sides of this happens. All the worst people on every side of every drama is retarded. Permission to chimp out is not granted until the end of the memorandum of understanding and this third 60-day period actually passes. In the meantime, I'm grateful that we don't have terrorists shooting at our soldiers right now, even though they are. And I'm also really grateful that Israel is doing what needs to be done, obliterating Hezbollah, which, for those of you that don't remember, killed hundreds of our men. The fact that people think that this is just a really dumb move some guy did, but we have every single military advantage on the planet, you have to be fucking retarded and really high on the Kool-Aid. And only time will tell if I'm the only Russian and everyone else is retarded and wrong. But hey, that's just a theory. A Nux theory. Subscribe.
Am I the a-hole for getting my coworker fired over a picture? Plus some more work drama. I, 31 male, have a pretty good idea that I'm neither at fault nor an a-hole, but colleagues have been telling me that I am, at the very least, an idiot. I am an engineer working in Europe.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
About 2 years ago, I was working for an American firm where management pushed an employee advocacy program, hiring a photographer to take sleek profile pictures and helping us with writing and making LinkedIn content. Okay. After I got hired by my last firm, I've since then changed to academia for now. A woman, mid-20s female, from HR at the American firm called me in the middle of my night. She wanted me to take down my LinkedIn profile picture. Ooh, was it the one that they paid for? Citing it was their property. When I refused, she said I was lucky they didn't make me take down my entire profile. Oh. She also sent me an email where she, more politely, told me to take down the picture. I was initially stubborn, but decided it wasn't worth the risk and changed it to a picture I took during the summer. Okay, interesting tidbit of information. You guys know I was a photographer way back when. It was my, survival job when I first moved to Toronto. I did actually take pictures, corporate photos of employees that worked at a particular corporate job. It actually doesn't surprise me because all these pictures were paid for by that company. If you stopped working there, I can see why they would get weird about you having the photo up. Because it's technically their photo, you know? They're the ones that signed the contract. They're the ones that paid for it. So I could see why they get testy. They don't need to, but I get it. A few months ago, I met my former boss, 35 female, at a conference where we got to talking and had dinner. She had kind of offhandedly mentioned my new profile picture, which, to be honest, has way lower quality. I said something to the effect of, yeah, well, your HR wanted me to take it down. And the conversation moved on. I didn't mention who from HR. I feel like that is important. Now, 2 weeks ago, I started receiving harassing messages through my different socials and on my public workplace email. They're coming from real profiles, not newly created ones, telling me off for ruining people's careers. Oh. Okay, so your former boss had literally no problem with you using this profile picture that her company paid for. They were all vague and super rude, so I mostly just blocked and reported. One of the latest ones wrote, typical male toxic BS on HR. Well, hang on a second. No. Putting two and two together, sure enough, they were connected to the HR woman on LinkedIn. But like, who told her to tell you to take that profile picture down if it wasn't something that she was like told to do? I could see that she was no longer at the first firm, instead being employed at Last Name Consultancy. And her tagline read, empowering engineering and IT companies, culture changes. Not actual tagline, but close enough. She also has the open to work. Okay, so she's probably working freelance as a consultant and doesn't have the job that she had anymore. I wrote her and politely returned and told her to call off her flying monkeys. She responded with,
rude emoji. Think twice before you ruin people's careers just to be petty.
I mean, you didn't tell your boss to fire her. You just said what happened. I also reached out to my former boss and found out the HR woman was fired and that she couldn't go into details. I told a few colleagues over lunch and there were quite divisive responses, ranging from you basically didn't do anything, but in corporate things it's dumb to say anything not neutral about past places of employment, to you threw her under the bus in what was probably her first real job. So, am I the a-hole for this whole thing? I do feel bad about her not being able to find work, but at the same time, all I did was gossip a bit with what amounts to a former colleague. Huh. Interesting. I could actually understand where the HR employee was coming from if, like, her employer was telling her to, like, track down former employees that were, like, using company property, so to speak. But it is a little bit of a weird mission to be on. Yes, you didn't have to gossip, but at the same time, it's not like you work there anymore. It's not like your job is at stake, and she literally was kind of, like, threatening. Something tells me, like, there's a very good reason why she lost her job. Like, I have a feeling that this was not the first problem with her. Legally speaking, you are supposed to give, like, you've ever fired somebody before, I don't know if you have, but you can't just fire people. They can up royally. Like, I'm dead serious. You could be in a situation as an employer where someone can royally up so bad they put your entire company in jeopardy, and it doesn't matter.
Ask me how I know.
You still have to have, like, proof that they consistently didn't do their job and they consistently messed up before you can fire them. At least where I'm from, that's what you have to do. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was not the first issue with this employee. The way that she's, like, making it her personal mission to, like, bully you and harass you over something that, like, she did. Like, she took it upon herself to, like, contact you and tell you to take down the photo, and she was kind of, like, mildly threatening. Not mildly, like, she was rather threatening. It just seems to me like this is the type of person that deserved to get fired. If anyone ruined a career, it was her ruining her own career. That's just my personal take. So I don't think you're the a-hole, but let's see. This woman was fired for a good reason. You didn't hit on her, and you didn't even tell your former boss how rude she had been. Yeah, see, you kind of just said, like, oh yeah, you guys told me to take down the photo, and you didn't even allude to the fact that you had been, like, being harassed. At least you didn't share that in this post. I feel like you went kind of easy on her, and the only reason why you brought it up in the first place was because your former boss mentioned it and made fun of your current picture, which you were forced to put up. And if she'd been doing her job, she wouldn't have been fired for this one incident. The way she handled your complaint to her fully illustrates why she's no longer having a job. She's rude and unprofessional. You're not the reason she can't find a job. So basically just stating what I said. Agree. It sounds like a nail on the coffin type thing. Can't imagine that someone's fired for contacting an ex-employee. This is why it's like, I don't really feel like this is like a big deal or a reason to fire someone. There was probably a long list of issues with this person. Not the a-hole. If the company had any real legal claim to make you remove the pic, you would have been contacted by legal, not some HR nitwit. And again, if the company really wanted this done, you would have gotten a letter from a lawyer spelling out the reasons for this request. None of it would have devolved into name-calling or online harassment. She was clearly drunk with her perceived corporate power. Adults are responsible for the results of their own actions. I feel like I kind of agree with everybody in these comments. I'm gonna go with not the a-hole for this one. Moving on. We got some more work drama for you, honey. I'm just getting started. Am I the a-hole for refusing to change jobs because of my friend's girlfriend? I, 23 male, recently moved to Seoul and got a job as a stage performer at a local club. I'm in good shape, so my job involves putting on shows for female audiences. Ooh. Ooh. Is this like a Magic Mike kind of thing? Or like, dancing, interacting with them on stage, going into the crowd, etc. It's physically demanding work, and sometimes I get inappropriately touched. Oh, no bueno. Like getting scratches on my torso, which sucks since my looks are part of my income. But the pay is good, and I really need the money. My older brother recently battled a serious illness, lost his income, and my parents drained their savings to help him. For this, they could support me financially, and now it's my turn to help them. Okay. Enter my best friend, Jay, 25 male, who's lived in Seoul for years with his girlfriend, Annie, 27 female. Recently, Jay used his work bonus to buy front row tickets to my show. Big mistake. During my performance, where I'm required to interact with front row attendees, I approached their section. Annie wrapped her arms around me, ran her hands over my body, and basically clung to me for several seconds. In front of your best friend, aka her boyfriend? Like, she shouldn't be doing that in the first place, but that's pretty bold to do that in front of him. Standard work stuff. I was about to move on when Jay started yelling at me to get away from his girl and shoved me slightly.
Aspetta. One moment, please. You go over to your friend and you say hello, and then she gets inappropriate with you, and now you are in trouble. Ah no, no piace. I don't like.
Our club's protocol, when guys get jealous, we're trained to immediately disengage and redirect. No arguing, just exit the situation. This isn't my first rodeo with jealous boyfriends, so when Annie full-on grabbed me during my crowd walk, standard for my role, and Jay started shoving and yelling, I followed protocol and walked away. After the show, Jay sent and then deleted some angry voice messages before sending a final text. He apologized for attacking me, but said Annie is obsessed with me, and demanded a face-to-face talk, his idea. At coffee, he dropped a bomb. 1, Annie won't stop talking about me. 2, her touching me was inappropriate, and he insisted I quit my job. Beg your finest pardon? How is this your problem? Why do you have to quit your job because he can't get a hold of his girlfriend? This guy's got a girlfriend problem, not a friend problem, okay? The audacity of this girl, but then also the audacity of your friend to, like, blame you for a situation of her causing. I said no. 1, this income supports my family. 2, audience interaction is mandatory. I can't pick and choose. And 3, he brought her to my workplace knowing what my job entails. Jay accused me of encouraging her, gave a quit or we're done ultimatum, and blocked me everywhere when I stood my ground. Now I'm sitting here like WTF. So am I the a-hole for prioritizing my family's financial needs over my friend's jealousy?
No.
No.
Even if you...
Why is he even asking you to quit? Why isn't he like having like a stern chat with his girlfriend to be like, yo, that's my friend. Like, why are you being like an obsessive fan and like wanting to touch him? Like, he should be breaking up with his girlfriend, not getting mad at you. Be freaking for real right now. Wow, guy took his girlfriend to a show where the male performer interacts with the audience and got mad at the performer for doing his job. What a wanker. OP, you don't need friends like that. Be glad he blocked you. I agree. I don't like these people. This is like not your circus, not your monkey. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally just doing your job. Like, why are they even there? They somehow roped you into this like weird toxic relationship. In fact, he should be apologizing to you because of how his girlfriend behaved. That would make me so uncomfortable. Like, what a crappy position for you to be in. I understand it's part of your job that there's like touching and stuff like that, but like, imagine how uncomfortable that situation would be for someone when it's like, it's not just like some random girl in the audience, it's your friend's girlfriend, and he's standing right there. Okay, so we do have an update. Okay, folks, buckle up. 2 weeks have passed since my last post, and Shisa, thus Shisa, has escalated with Jay and Annie. After the blow-up, Annie started showing up to my shows alone. Oh, hell no. Oh, she weird for that. Every damn night, when I do crowd walkthroughs, she'd grab me, squeal in my ear, and generally act like these weirdo girls at some K-pop concert. Oh no, she gotta go. She gotta go. She's weird for that. It made me uncomfortable, so I told my manager. Manager's response, she's not breaking any rules. She paid for tickets, suck it up, and earn your paycheck. Cool, very professional. I find that really upsetting, that like you can be in a situation where they're like grabbing you and making you uncomfortable, and like it's one thing if they like go like as a bachelorette, you know what I mean? It's a one-time thing, but like she's showing up every day. Weird. They're probably thinking,
Oh, she's like a paying customer, so like.
Now I'm really questioning this job of yours. I don't like that you're in this position at all, and like they're not vouching for you. Then last week I got a weird DM. When I ignored it, more messages flooded in. Spoiler, it was Annie. No clue how she got my number. Jay probably didn't give it to her, so my guess, my manager gave it. Oh no. Some guys at our club offer private shows for extra cash. You get the idea.
Where the hell's my ammunition?
And the manager knows that hey, money talks. I politely told Annie I wasn't interested. She either didn't care or didn't process it because she kept spamming me with text calls and even video chats. She texted me.
Oh.
About me when you're wearing Jake from State Farm.
I blocked her, but I'm just waiting for her to show up with a burner number at this point. I asked a mutual friend to explain the situation to her. Radio silence for me. Meanwhile, Annie kept coming to shows. Then last week, she waited outside the club and followed me to my dorm, trying to chat me up and babbling about how we'd be perfect together. Oh, hella weird. Okay, Reddit, be honest, am I missing something here? No, she sounds like a weirdo. Because from where I'm standing, this is next level too. Totally. No, not kind of weird. She's like actually like crazy. This is nuts. I repeated, not interested, but she just ignored it. Finally, shook her off at the dorm entrance. At this point, I was done. Had our mutual friend message Jay again because he was insane. Jay finally replied. Jake, he still thinks I'm the a-hole here because my Annie throws full-blown whenever he tries to go to the club with her. Apparently, she only wants to go when she knows I'm performing. Still with this girl. And if Jay suggests going together, she would reject it and accuse him of not trusting her. I mean, I think it's fair to say that he should not. This is not girlfriend behavior. This is like psycho fan, obsessed fan.
Oh, you motherfucker! Why'd you send another screamer?
Next time Annie ambushed me at work a few days ago. This time though, she was crushed. I said, you're gorgeous, but you're not my type. She started calling me a lying a-hole and left. Honestly, I thought it worked. No idea what's happened next, but fingers crossed Jay actually got through to her. So am I the a-hole for not quitting my job and somehow ending up in a telenovela? No. This is hella weird. I don't understand what you're trying to do with this. This is like crossing so many boundaries in so many ways. Like imagine there's no heaven. Your significant other is this obsessed with like a performer.
Hang on a second.
He's a performer, but he's not like a celebrity. Like why is she acting like he's a K-pop idol? I feel sorry for you, man. I'm sorry that you are in this position because this is cray-cray. You must be super hot. So some people pointed out in the comments that like, why are you complimenting her? I read that as well. And I also don't like that you said you're gorgeous. Okay. I feel like in this position, like I understand that, you know, you need to play nice while you're at work, but while you're not at work, you said that this was after work. I don't understand why you're people pleasing and you're still like telling her that she's beautiful and gorgeous and that. Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't need to be nice. The girl is like making you uncomfortable in your own workplace. Try to never be alone with her, never drink or eat anything she offers you. Don't ever compliment her again. Never ever tell her she's pretty because she will think,
well, he does think I'm pretty. He told me so.
If she's nuts, don't give her any way to have hope about you. Literally, when you're that delulu, I feel like you're only gonna hear what you want to hear. I understand you rejected her, but at the same time, you did also say something nice. If I was a crazy girl, I would hear that and be like,
oh, well, he thinks I'm pretty. Maybe he could like eventually see me as his type.
You know, some people are saying start filming interactions with her. Yeah, I think that, yeah, definitely. So yeah, just like take all these things into account. Don't compliment her again. And like also very seriously consider whether or not this job is like worth it, you know? You are not the a-hole, but stop being a people pleaser. She crazy. Am I the a-hole for getting my coworker fired after she kept trying to prove my service dog is fake? I have a medical alert service dog named Max, who helps with a serious heart condition. He's literally saved my life multiple times by alerting before I pass out. I started a new office job 3 months ago and everything was fine until, let's call her Karen, started her crusade against Max. It started small. She would loudly announce that pets aren't allowed in the office every time she saw us. I explained repeatedly that Max is a service dog, not a pet, and showed her his documentation. She then started telling everyone I was obviously faking because I look too young to be disabled. It's actually crazy how many people feel this way. Disabilities don't have to be visible. And service dogs are for a variety of things. There's some things that are like emotional support, you know, service animals, and sometimes I'm like, I know someone who has pretended to have an emotional support service animal so that they can take the service animal on a plane. Not like I support it, but you know what I mean? Like there are some people who lie about stuff like that. That's why it's good to like not assume and just ask for documentation, which if they're a real service animal, the owner should have. Things escalated fast. She tried to test Max by dropping food near him. He's trained to ignore it. I'm just thinking about like what Murph would do in this scenario. He cannot. He literally scans the ground for garbage and food. Most dogs would just hoover that up. Karen reported me to HR weekly, but the worst part, she started purposely wearing strong perfume and spraying air freshener around my desk, which triggers my condition.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Max alerted 3 times in one day because of this. The final straw, I found out she was taking photos of me and Max and posting them in a Facebook group about fake service dogs, asking for ways to expose
No, it just turned.
included my full name and
It
workplace.
just turned the 7th day. I still got 24 hours. Well, 22 hours.
Amazing hill to die on. What is it about
It just
people
turned
with service
from midnight
dogs
on the
that just
6th
makes
day.
everyone, not everyone, really dumb people so angry? You must be so bored in life to take this upon yourself. I took screenshots and went to HR. They fired her on the spot for harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Yeah, this is one scenario in which I feel like there's enough documentation here to be like, okay, no, this is like majorly bad. You are causing a legal issue for the company. You gotta go. Now my inbox is flooded with messages from her friends and family saying I'm the a-hole for getting a mother of 3 fired over a dog. Yeah. We could have done much worse.
They put you in right away.
It's always interesting when people get like mad about you, like the consequences of their own actions, when like you literally could have gone to like the police. Saying that I'm the a-hole for getting a mother of 3 fired over a dog, and that I should have just worked from home if I'm so sick. Well, no, unless you have personally stated, I would say forcing you to work from home is like kind of discrimination. So, here's the thing. I feel horrible she lost her job. Her kids aren't at fault here. But she put my life at risk with the perfume stunts, and doxing me online was scary. I don't understand why you feel bad about this. Like, it's not your fault. She's doing the most here. And like, if she's doing it on company time too, like, you ain't got nothing better to do, Karen? Come on. I understand that her kids aren't at fault, but like, she should have thought of that before she made it her personal mission to harass someone with a disability at work. Not the a-hole, you didn't get your coworker fired. Your coworker did that all by herself. Not only that, OP, she tried to do you serious harm with the air freshener and perfume. She should have been sacked for that alone and possibly charged. That woman is a danger to you and everyone else around her. Yeah, like, why do you feel bad for her, dude? Like, she sounds kind of scary. Do not spend 1 more minute worrying about it. I agree. Not worth your time. It's not your fault she was fired. HR fired her for the things she did. Yeah, it's not like you went out of your way and lied about what she was doing. There's literal proof of her online doxing you. She dumb as hell. Every single employee should know about these things and should know the implications of discriminating against someone with a service dog. That's why they have documentation. That's why they have papers. Disabilities are not always visible. And if you're going to be full about it, you do deserve to get fired. And quite frankly, you should understand the implications because you could go to jail if you act like this. Okay, important thing to note, anyone that messaged you on her behalf, let them know you forwarded this information to the police as part of the ongoing investigation into the doxing. And actually do it because the paper trail is the only thing that offers you any type of protection, not the a-hole. I agree. I think it's decided you are not the a-hole, my dear. Siscat! I made my coworker ruin her career.
No, don't ruin.
Hey, everybody. So the title of this story is, Am I the a-hole for watching my coworker's career burn when I could have stopped it?
Quel scandale.
Go on. I, 30 male, work using the end products from my coworker. Let's call her Sammy. When she's unable to do her work or gets it wrong, I end up being unable to do my work or at least unable to finish it completely because it's missing things from her. Interesting. Okay, so I'm picturing kind of like an assembly line. Now I have the skills to just fill in the missing parts. For example, if she forgets to add an order for our client, I can just do it for her. However, she's relatively new to the job, so I figure it's better to tell her she forgot something and show her how to do it so she won't repeat the same mistake later on. Big mistake. Order in the hall! The interaction is brief, like 5 seconds. This is the first time I've ever corrected her for anything. Hard giving feedback, isn't it? People don't take feedback well. I think the vast majority of people do not take feedback well. I'm perfect. Me. Hey, Sammy. When we get this request from our client, you have to add the order in. Sammy. Oh, right. I hand her the request, she fixes it, and gives it back to me later. No big deal. Later on, at lunch, my buddy texts me she's been talking behind my back. I figure that sucks. Screw her then. Honestly, yeah. Like, this is so relatable. I'm sorry. It is literally so relatable. I don't know a single person who wouldn't do the same thing. I think it's actually quite rare to, like, not take it personally when someone gives you feedback. I think it is something that people do take personally. I'm just saying.
I do take it personally, though.
I'm here for the messiness, though. If you're listening to this, you're like, I would never do that. I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. Sure. Hey, it's okay. But, like, let's be honest. Our initial response to someone telling us that, like, we're doing something wrong is to get defensive, usually, right? And then our response after that is to go talk shit about that person. Oh, man. Don't you sit up there on your high horse. I know you do it. Okay, so afterwards, she seems to be learning her job well and doesn't make any more errors. See, this is good, okay? Like, we can get defensive, but also it's good to, like, you know, adjust our behavior and, like, learn from the feedback. The problem is she's still talking crap about me behind my back. I have different people telling me to, 1, leave her alone, or 2, people are telling me she's talking crap behind my back. What exactly is she saying? Oh, God. I go to her and ask if there's anything she wants to say to me. She says no. Ooh.
Oh.
I ask if she's sure. She says yes. I say, all right then. The talking only intensifies, and apparently I'm harassing her at work now. Drama ensues. Only a few people are sticking by me, which kind of makes me sad, but at least now I know who I can depend on. Ooh, spicy. Now comes the day where I see she's made a small mistake, but that could lead to a large inconvenience for our client.
And also, I hate working.
Nothing that would destroy lives, but would delay our client's schedule and would make them very unhappy. This mistake went past her, her coworkers, her supervisor, and apparently nobody noticed the problem before it got to me. So I sent an email to her supervisor about the issue, which is standard protocol, but the supervisor is gone for the day, and they should, but don't, bother reading their emails after they leave. The next day, the client personally shows up and asks about this issue because he arrived in the morning and his people can't get to work because they were missing critical components for their operation. I was gonna say, it's like, if she doesn't like getting the feedback from you, then, like, just let her f up. Here's the thing. People don't take feedback well.
We've heard.
There's a special group of people that will, like, hear, you know, feedback. Especially, it really depends on how the feedback is given as well. When I'm giving feedback, like, let's say in email format, you do a nice sandwich, right? say something nice, and then you write something like kind of passive aggressive, and then you write something nice at the end. There is a way to give feedback to like mitigate issues that come with giving feedback. Corporate culture is very passive aggressive. Working in like a workplace it can be very passive aggressive. So there's tools to combat this kind of thing. But like in all honesty, I understand you were trying to save not only her from losing her job and also for, you know, to like not lose a client. But if she doesn't understand that, then just let her fuck up. I don't know. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm not. Like, it's really, like, you're not her boss, right? So I think that she's taking that personally because you're not her boss. You've been there longer than her. But yeah. Okay, so our boss smooths things over, gives them a discount on the order, and promises to take care of it himself. The client is satisfied and leaves with no fuss. Boss finds out Sammy was the one who made the initial error and fires her. Everyone else gets warnings except the supervisor, who said she read my email and was trying to fix the issue. Boss leaves. Supervisor thanks me for catching the problem. She probably doesn't realize I could have fixed it myself. It's not actually my job to. And everyone else was too scared to say anything. So am I the a-hole for watching my coworker's career burn when I could have stopped it? I mean, no. Like, yes, you could have stopped it, but like, she wasn't happy with you when you already tried to stop it and save her before. And she went around talking shit about you. Honestly, this just sounds like she's inexperienced and she needs to learn how to take feedback. Yeah, like people are saying in the comments that she's immature. To be honest, a lot of people are immature and can't handle criticism. Like, at point blank, it is really difficult to give feedback to someone and have them take it well. That's why, you know, like nice sandwich type thing. But at the end of the day, it's like you can try and get defensive when someone gives you feedback, but if you're going and like talking shit about someone and like making a toxic work environment because someone like gave you a little bit of feedback and you don't really know how to do your job, like that's, honestly, you kind of have it covered. You know, what, your ego is so bruised that you need to go around like telling everybody about this person and getting them on your side because there's this like imaginary feud going on in your head. Like, be for real, okay? Not a big deal. She kind of got what she deserved. Not the a-hole, she's immature, can't handle criticism and sucks at her job, she needs to go. This is a very good lesson, okay? Be good at taking feedback, all right? At least from my perspective, I grew up kind of like I grew up an actor, right? So when I am getting feedback, I have this like, actors need feedback in order to be able to do their job. So we're actually trained to like, not only accept feedback, but say thank you. Like, let's say you're in like an audition or you're on set, you know, you're kind of acting in a certain way, you do the scene, whatever, and then they say cut, and then they give you feedback to like adjust and like, let's get something else out of you. I've seen actors get fired because they don't take feedback well. And sometimes they literally like stop you in an audition and give you feedback to see how well you take feedback, and that determines whether or not you get the job. Psychological tension. But you are trained, at least I was trained, to say thank you to feedback. Because I think at the end of the day, feedback is not only trying to, like, unless someone's super malicious about it, that person is trying to help you do your job better. They know more than you, so they're trying to train you, right? Or they're also seeing how well you can take feedback, which is kind of like, you know, important. I wouldn't even consider a coworker nicely saying, hey, you missed this, criticism is common courtesy. Again, like, give it in a nice way. Like, feedback we gotta give in like a nice way, obviously, but if you're still saying it nicely, you're doing a nice sandwich. I guess it's more of a sandwich, right? Because the nice is like the bread, and the is the criticism.
It is very good.
Not the a-hole, you were being helpful and she didn't appreciate it, so you're allowed to not
I'm gonna
indulge
take a
her
sip right
anymore.
now.
I think this is pretty clear cut, guys. Not the a-hole. We've got some more
I gotta go
work
check
drama
on my
for you to go
ammunition.
in there. Am I the a-hole for refusing to chip in for a coworker's birthday gift when I barely know them?
Danger,
Ooh. Throwaway account. I'm 30 male and I work in a mid-sized office. About 30-ish people total. Last week, a Susan, 48 female, went around the office saying we were all chipping in for a birthday gift for a coworker. Jenna, 38 female, or 37 female, not sure. Anyways, she works in a different department than me. While I recognize her face, we maybe exchanged a few hellos in the hallway. We don't work together and have never talked outside of that. Listen, it's not the coworker's fault, I don't think. I feel like it's Susan's fault. Like, why is Susan going around? Like, if Susan likes Jenna, then great. Susan can buy Jenna a birthday gift. But Susan is going around trying to get people to subsidize her birthday gift to her friends. Absolutely not. Susan, the organizer, suggested everyone pitch in $20 for a gift, card, and cake. No, Susan's trying to subsidize her gift. I didn't respond at first. Later that day, Susan stopped by my desk and asked if I was in. I said I wasn't gonna pass since I don't really know Jenna and I don't participate in office gift collections unless it's someone I work closely with. Okay, so I guess this is something that you guys do? I mean, I've never really heard of this. Like, coworkers all chipping in and doing this, like, kind of. I wouldn't. If I didn't know the person, like, I definitely wouldn't. Just, like, I'm not taking my hard-earned dollars that I'm earning at work and giving those hard-earned dollars back to someone I don't know, you know? Like, I'm not working to, like, give everybody stuff.
Can't buy your own?
But I'm petty like that. I don't know. She looked surprised and said, it's just $20. I told her I get that. Okay, so hang on just like 1 second though, because like 30 people, like what is Susan, I'm sorry, I need to do the math here because like 30 people times $20.
Dude, that's $600.
$600. Like Susan.
The fuck are you buying her?
Was like let's get her a nice gift card. I do this for maybe like my very, very, very close friends, okay? I do not do this for someone that I barely know, you know? If they wanted to get like a cake, maybe I could put like a couple.
I haven't eaten anything for breakfast.
I'm getting that cake. Like I'm eating that cake also. But like why does Susan need $600?
I'll probably get something to eat out because I got some last minute shit I gotta do before I leave town.
I'm just saying, I'm just like, I'm very spicy this morning, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't get it, like why? She looked surprised and said it's just $20. I told her I get that, but it feels weird to me to pay for gifts for people I don't have a relationship with. She kind of brushed it off and said okay, but after that things felt awkward. Since then, a couple of coworkers have been noticeably colder toward me. Yeah, because now they have to pay extra, probably. One even joked that I'm that guy, meaning who doesn't put in $20. I'm starting to wonder if I broke some unspoken office rule and came off as cheap or antisocial. Well, no. I personally think that the office should be paying for it. Like, that is something that, like, boosts morale. And, like, if it's a coworker's birthday and it's something that people do to, like, boost morale, I don't think the coworker should be paying for it. I think the office should be paying for it. Like, I'm just saying. I fail to understand why it's up to the employees to do this, and why Jenna needs a $600
I already got one
from 30-ish people. You could pitch like a couple dollars toward having.
I actually have to go out and I have to pick up a new pair of dress shoes and a bag to pack all my shit in. Because all I got is a big suitcase, and I don't need a big suitcase. I'm not fucking going on a week's vacation. I'm not going out of town for a week. I'm going to be gone more or less 2 days. Well, 4. But I'm traveling. I don't really count as
he doesn't actually know.
days, so.
Intimidated by Susan, who never ever should have told anyone else whether or not you contributed. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the, like, Susan sounds messy. Like, not in a good way. Why are we going around bitching to other people about, like, someone not giving us $20? Like, are you pocketing that money, Susan? Like, why do you need $600 for a fucking cake? I'm so petty. I'm sorry, I'm getting so worked up. You know the funny thing about what's going on right now is like I'm literally talking to myself.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
That's what being a YouTuber really is, you know? But I'm talking to you guys, and you can't talk back, so it's like a one-way conversation. OP responded, I actually wanted to bring that point up because $600 seemed insane to me, but Susan plays this along the lines of a cake for the office to To be fair, she buys 2 cakes. I'm sorry. Like, do we need to go get like fondant or something? Like, go to like a grocery store and get like a big flat. Big flat cake. Those are the better ones anyway. The vanilla ones, love that. So good. Like $20. Either way, most of the money goes on stupid expensive gifts she picks. That's unnecessary. Like, I've never heard of an office doing, I've heard of offices like, you know, doing the cake thing, but like, why do we need to like all pitch in to get, like, pitch in money we're earning at that office 30 times a year? Absolutely not. That's crazy. That means you're pitching in like $600 a year toward this weird birthday tradition. My fear, though, is when it's going to be my birthday, she will not do it, and that would be a big dick move since I already put money for the other coworkers' birthdays. Okay, so this is why it's the issue, though, because it's either you give money for everybody or nothing. Screw it, it's not even worth it, even for reciprocity. If she doesn't do your birthday, bring a big box of donuts for your department only and change the tradition. Then maybe organize the party, as in refreshments, not some crazy gift picked up by Susan, for someone who's on the same wavelength as you and an office friend, for which people can chip in $5 or some sane amount for some sane refreshments for some sane number of people. Or maybe if your team goes to lunch, the group can buy the birthday person's lunch and drinks at the celebratory meal, ending the ridiculous Susan plan. No, I agree. This is like,
You're right.
maybe Susan means well, but like it's a lot to ask.
Give me your lunch money.
Maybe Susan does this because she wants her own $600 cake and gift card for her birthday. I fail to understand why you need to do this, especially for someone that you don't know. Also, other people are like, why is this so expensive? Is she pocketing the money?
Yeah, that sounds like a hustle, man. She's stealing that money.
I got a little spicy on that one, guys. I'm really excited. Am I a jerk? For refusing to train my replacement after they're firing me.
You're gonna get arthritis, Alex.
It's for a dramatic effect. So, I, 27 male, have been working at this marketing company for 3 years. I've gotten great reviews, never been written up, always meet my deadline. Last week, my boss calls me into her office and says they're restructuring and my position is being eliminated. Ooh, I have 3 weeks left. Hang on a second. So if your position is being eliminated, then why do you need to train your replacement? I thought there's no more position. Then she hits me with this. They want me to train my replacement. Okay, again, why is there a replacement if your position doesn't exist anymore? A girl named Sophie who's 23 and fresh out of college. Your position exists, they just don't want to pay you as much. So they're just giving it to someone who will charge less.
Isn't that illegal?
They're paying her $15,000 less than what I make, which is obviously why they're doing this. I swear to God, I don't read things. Like, I am just psychic and smart. I said I'm not comfortable training someone to do my job when you just fired me. My boss said it's part of my job responsibilities during the transition period and that it would be unprofessional not to help. I've been working there for 3 years. I'm like trying to calculate like if it's worth just like saying off. Or is it worth hiring like an employment lawyer? Because it sounds like they're firing you without just cause. I straight up said no. I told her I'll finish my current projects and document my processes, but I'm not doing hands-on training. She said that's disappointing and that she expected more from me. Why are you trying to please someone that you're not even working for anymore? I felt like, I'm sorry. Like, when you fire someone, that person literally owes you nothing after that, okay? When you are no longer paying that person's bills, that person owes you nothing. Some of my coworkers are saying I should just do it because it's only 3 weeks and I don't want to burn bridges. But why, though? Like, they're literally lying about why they're firing you. You've never done anything wrong. And they're telling you to train your replacements? Yeah. But, like, they're literally replacing me with someone cheaper. Why should I make that easier for them? My girlfriend thinks I'm being petty. I think I'm standing up for myself. Am I the jerk? You are being petty, but like you need to be petty right now because it's fucked up. And they're not going to do anything about it either because they still need you to finish what you're doing. Is it in your contract? Okay, but like again, like if it's in your contract to help train the next person, your contract is over. They fired you. I don't know. I don't know what's like what you were contractually obligated to do if you have a contract, whatever, but this sounds like unjust cause. Okay, everybody else in the comments also clogged since your position is being eliminated. There's no training necessary. OP response, yeah, that's what I think too. Also, I would have been fine with it if I was fired because of my incompetence, but I'm not. Am I wrong? You're not being fired, you're being laid off. Make sure that it's clear when you apply for unemployment and other jobs. Company will try to block his claim since he doesn't want to train replacement and he needs to make copies of all emails and conversations with management. Yeah, I don't know if this doesn't sound legal. Not the a-hole, they fired you, you didn't quit. Yeah, I'm failing to understand this, like, this mentality of, like, okay, like, if you're fired, you're literally fired. Like, you don't have, like, 2 weeks notice. Like, you give 2 weeks notice when you quit. You don't have like a notice when you get fired. Not the a-hole, they fired you, you didn't quit. Do what you need to do to finish what needs finishing and they can train the new hire to their standards. I guess people in the comments are saying this is common. I don't like that. You know like it. That's gonna stir it up. Good for you for standing up for yourself. No, you're not the jerk. You might not be able to go to them for a reference, but like, whatever. It's 3 weeks to find another job. I love it when posts get deleted. It's like, it's that much more intriguing because you guys can't find it. But I have it. God bless you, Vanessa. Am I the a-hole for not changing my language? Please, an ignorant coworker. Alright! Next case. I, 34 male, work in an office in a technical field with approximately 30 coworkers and higher ups. The problem is I have a coworker, Sarah, 28 now. The problem started before Christmas when I went into the break room to answer a call from family overseas. We talked in my native language for about 10 minutes about family and friends from back home, and we were wrapping up the call. When I hung up, I saw Sarah looking at me with an angry look on her face. I asked her what's wrong, and she accused me of being racist. What? Okay. I was very confused. And I said the N-word, which confused me even more. Hold on. What? Okay, no, wait. Oh, no. Okay, no. Okay, well, listen, I'm not going to say it on camera, but sometimes the word black in, like, other languages is really similar to the N-word. I'm not saying it on camera, okay? Because, like, the soundbite, but you know what I mean, though. Like, I'm pretty sure in Italian... Yeah, okay, so in Spanish... Oh my god! Okay, like, listen, I'm not gonna dig myself in this hole. Just take my word for it. The word black in Spanish could be misconstrued, okay? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this is concerning. Vanessa!
You buying new or used?
She knew that when she found this story that I was gonna squirm. I'm very confused. She said I said the N-word, which confused me even more.
Get the old 70s square body.
The HR director walked to my desk and took me to her office. After a very confusing conversation, I finally figured it out. Okay. One of the ways we say you in my native language sounds like the N-word. Okay, so different language, obviously, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's possible that there's some confusion. Like, barely, but I explained this to the HR director, who was at first disbelieving. After a bit of Googling on my phone, I showed her, and she relents that I'm not a racist. I'm just a... my native language. Oh my goodness, this is very funny. So then the HR director asked if there was any way I could not accept personal calls at work. I said, sure, if you make a directive that no one can. She balked at that and tried to hem and haw her way to make it so only I couldn't, but I kept gently nudging how prejudicial that sounded until she asked if there was any way I could not use that word when speaking in my native language. Are you actually kidding me? How are you supposed to say the word? You said it's the word you? Okay, no. Okay, no. This sounds very. This is the fact that an HR director is not seeing what's wrong with this is kind of like side eye. Bombastic side eye. Like, this is major discrimination territory, okay? Sorry, could you just, like, not speak your language? Because some coworkers find it offensive. I find that offensive, actually. I mused that it would be possible, but it would make sentence structure meandering and almost too formal and clunky, so I'd rather not. She said that if it was possible, maybe I should. I asked if maybe I should stop using a New England accent. She then thanked me for clearing up the misunderstanding and let me get back to work. The HR director before holiday break sent out an email explaining that there was a misunderstanding due to the use of a foreign language in the office, but we should respect everyone's cultures. A very open-ended and vague email that solved nothing. My family very rarely calls me at work simply because it's nighttime when I work, and they only call during my birthday and holidays, so this is not really going to be an issue, and I'd rather not try to find a way to dance around saying you in a conversation. I told the story to friends during a Christmas party, and one person asked if I was really willing to die on this hill. Dude, what? Be so for real right now. Like, this is discrimination. Like, they're discriminating against you. Like, what? I would follow up in an email for sure. Like, stats.
Right? I think I can get that floor in.
Am I
Oh, I gotta finish getting this.
compromise with HR? Like, honestly, I would follow up the email and say, you know, literally point blank, like, it is my understanding that you do not want me to speak my native language in the office. I do have concerns about that. Bring up the part of your contract or whatever, like legal jargon about like discrimination in the workplace, because this is what that is, and I'm very surprised that HR, the director of HR, cannot see that. Okay, so people in the comments are also like, yeah, you need to like document this. Not the a-hole, you may want to find a way to document this incident with Sarah and HR's awful response in case it comes up again. HR's response was insanely unethical and prejudiced and should be grounds for discrimination complaints. Okay, so I guess OP is Korean. Not the a-hole. Tell them you will happily stop using the word you in your native language if they stop using the word you in their native language. It may drive home how stupid the idea is. No, you need to like make it clear that like what they're doing is quite illegal, like quite unethical and like quite discriminatory. It is 100% worth dying on this hill. Not the a-hole. Pretty sure I know what language you're talking about, and while the person may be excused for being a bit ignorant at first because of the similarity of the sounds, if they're told that that's a different word in a different language and are still uptight about it, and this goes for HR as well, it goes beyond ignorance and becomes racist. Fact. They have no right to stop you from speaking any language just because they don't like the sound of some of the words. It's discrimination. Don't change your language to appease races. Literally. Not the a-hole. You have the right to speak whatever language you want on your break time. Also, once the misunderstanding was explained, that should have been the end of the matter. Honestly, this is hella weird. No, you're gonna need to die on this hill, Betsy. I'm just saying. You are not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for naming my son after my boss instead of my husband's brother because he helped me through my labor? Okay, do tell. My 27 female husband's 28 male brother and my dad have the same name. My husband, brother, and my dad. Okay. When I got pregnant and we found out it was a boy, we already had boy names picked out, so the debate was over the middle name. At first, I didn't care that much for middle names. Nobody in my family really had one, including me. However, my husband said it was an important tradition in his family to pick middle names that mean something to the parents of the child. Okay. After a lot of back and forth over some candidates, we concluded that obviously my dad and my husband's brother are two of the most important people in our lives. Their shared name didn't flow badly with the first name we had selected, but I always thought it was really basic. Really basic. Okay. I mean, it is just a middle name. During my pregnancy, my husband was vocal about not liking how much time I was spending working. I'm a manager at a consulting firm, so I have to travel a lot. Our culture is a very close-knit one, and my boss has been a wonderful mentor to me and pretty much has become like another parent to me. Okay. 2 months ago, I decided to take on a larger project at a client site. I had limited contact with my husband while living in a hotel, but when I had a chance to talk to him, I'd asked him if he thought of an abbreviated form of my boss's name, which was a pretty unique Italian name. Okay. My husband kind of made a sound into the phone and said, I wouldn't be crazy about it, just no. When asked if I had any other suggestions, I really didn't, besides my dad's name. I went into labor unexpectedly 2 weeks ago. My boss ended up having to comfort me and ended up riding with me to the hospital and stayed until after I gave birth. My husband was a plane ride away, so he couldn't make it in time, and he was distressed over the phone about that. After I had given birth, my boss, and later another coworker, my best friend at work, ended up being the first to see the baby and take pictures. When I got the papers for naming my son, I put down the first name my husband and I discussed. However, I realized that my boss was the one who was there for me. Well, but that's not... Okay, no. Hang on a second. I'm sure your husband would have been there for you if you didn't have to, like, jump on a plane to get there. I was so blessed to have such a good relationship with a mentor. Okay. So I asked him if he'd mind if the child's middle name was his name, and he was extremely happy and said he'd be honored. So I put my boss's name down as the middle name. Oh, no. You did that without... No, you did that while expressly knowing that your husband had a problem with it.
You're in trouble.
Oh, no. Like, honestly, at this rate, just don't have a middle name. Like, if you can't agree on it, then it's not worth it, to be honest. But, like, I fail to understand why you're making these decisions without involving your husband. When my husband showed up and found out, he was furious. Well, yeah. He didn't approve of this in any way and said that he would agree to any other name. When I said that my boss literally was there for the most painful moment of my life, and during a premature birth nonetheless, my husband said this never would have happened if I didn't take on this project.
He's not wrong.
I feel like you're kind of like holding this over his head when it's really like not his fault that he couldn't be there. You're really not supposed to be traveling this close to giving birth. I'm pretty sure, like, what is it? When should you avoid travel? Isn't it like within, like, you've got like 2 months left or something? Avoid travel with certain complications or preterm labor, especially in the first, with a miscarriage risk, and third trimesters. So technically, she's not supposed to be traveling at all in her third trimester. No, your husband's right. You shouldn't have been traveling. And you're holding it over his head that he wasn't there. You're giving away the name that's important to him to your boss because he was there. Like, you're being really unreasonable. And I think it's literally not because you, like, care about your boss. I think you just, like the name more.
All right.
Also, like, why are you picking, like, an Italian name if you're not Italian? Luigi! It's a bit odd, I'm just saying. Just because you like the sound of it. He also laid into me saying if this was a way to win more brownie points from my boss, then congratulations, it worked. And said he was sick of my firm's culture where people need to be favorites in order to advance, and called my actions sycophantic. Am I the a-hole? I mean, yeah, like, you really, this is not like some, like, fun thing that you get to decide on yourself. Like, that is something that you decide on with your husband. And you made that decision without him. And I'm pretty sure changing the name on birth certificates is very difficult. So, you are, in my opinion, the a-hole, but let's see what everybody else had to say. You're the a-hole. Not only does your husband miss the birth of his child, but to add to it, you picked a name he said he didn't want. You admitted yourself you didn't care about the middle name, but it was important to him. That's what I don't understand. She didn't care about the middle name. It's a tradition that was important to him. So I fail to understand why you're dying on this hill if, like, you literally just like the sound of your boss's name.
Mario, Luigi, Gabagool.
And 2 months before giving birth, you chose to take a job that was a plane ride away from home that wouldn't be done until too close to the due date. Doctors don't want you flying past 7 months, And since it doesn't sound like the baby was too premature, OP was being selfish. I get that fathers also get sent away for work around due dates, but I also think that's selfish unless they truly can't get out of it because of the nature of their job. Yeah, she really shouldn't have been traveling to begin with, honestly. I think it's pretty unanimous. You are the a-hole.
A-hole.
This next one was posted in the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Am I the a-hole for refusing to work my 2-week schedule after being fired? Okay. I got a new job caring for patients in an assisted living place. Basically fancy apartments with older people who needed some amount of care. They were all supposed to be ambulatory. They were not. What does that mean? Don't check that. I'm gonna do my research. Can you please know what I mean? Related to or adapted for walking. So they can't walk? Means they can walk and move about, not confined to the bed. Okay. Noted. See? They were not. I was supposed to be one of 2 people on shift. I was always alone. To be clear, I hated this job from the start, but tried to get used to it. It was way more physically demanding than I had expected. Okay, so you had to, I'm guessing, help the old people walk and get around.
Old.
They had a strict 3 strikes rule. Miss a shift 3 times in a month and you're fired immediately. No exceptions. Well, my second week there, all the patients started getting a well-feared virus. Every single one. Even taking precautions, I got it, as did other staff members. I had to miss 2 days and went to the doctor on my own. I was deathly ill, but returned after that. I felt like I was dying for over a week trying to lift and move and help all my patients on my own while still feeling sick. This is concerning because, like, old people do not have the best immune systems, and I'm surprised that, like, you were even being allowed to work if you were that sick. I will never understand workplaces that have, like, strange rules around, like, being sick and needing to come into work sick.
Capitalism.
Otherwise, you get reprimanded. Like, especially number 1, if you're dealing with people's food. I do not want to see a server, like, literally coughing into my plate or sniffling and wiping their nose and literally, like, no. Like, if I see that, I'm so mad. But also, you are literally employed as someone who takes care of people who are very immunocompromised. Old people do not have the best immune systems. While you're sick? I felt like I was dying for over a week trying to lift and move and help all my patients on my own while still feeling sick. Management thanked me for returning so soon because they were understaffed. I wonder why they're understaffed. Fast forward a month and my child got said virus. It was going around everywhere. I had to call in and stay home with her. I had to miss my overnight shift. Imagine my surprise when the next day I was told I'd missed 3 shifts and would be let go.
Sorry, what?
I was fuming. Doesn't really sound like these people can afford to let you go. I only missed those first 2 days because I got this virus at work and they knew that. It gets worse. Then the new manager called and asked me why I was not at work. I explained I'd been told by the higher up manager that since I missed 3 times, I was let go. She demanded that I work the rest of my 2-week schedule. Oh. And then I would be let go. Oh, no. Oh, no, it doesn't actually work like that. No. Yeah, no wonder. Like, they really should have thought of that before they fired you. Hell no. She texted me several times demanding that I come into work. I refused. Finally, I told her if I wasn't fired, then I quit. I don't blame you. Should I have worked the remainder of my schedule knowing I was going to be fired? You were already fired. Was it right to demand I do that after being told I was being let go? I know I did the right thing, but others told me I should have just worked it. Am I the a-hole for being mad over being let go, mostly because of the virus I got working there? No, I feel like they're like... This place sounds kind of sketchy. Like, sounds like a pretty shitty job in general. Like, it would be one thing if you, like, liked the job. I think it's an entirely different thing if you really hate being there and, like, they're trying to hold it over your head. No. Like, number 1, they don't value you. Number 2, they don't value their patients or customers. Shut up! Shut up! So why do you owe them any loyalty? Like, I fail to understand. Like,
I thought I was replaceable.
Not the a-hole. If they really needed staff, they shouldn't have such high expectations when illnesses go around and be rude like that. They got what they deserved. I feel bad for their patients. I do too. Like, it kind of sounds like this place is quite sketchy, and they, like, don't take care of their patients. They don't take care of the people that work there. They are already very understaffed. And I'm guessing it's because of this, like, psychotic rule that they have. Beggars can be choosers. I'm sorry. If you don't have anybody working for you, then you can't be weird about people needing to call in sick. People in the comments are saying, don't quit. You were fired. Just be careful of that, because if you quit, then you don't get unemployment. I'd milk that place for all it's worth. No, you are not the a-hole. Am I the jerk for refusing to donate paid time off hours to a coworker I barely know who needs them? I'm sensing a bit of a theme for this video. Be a team player. My company has a program where you can donate paid time off hours to coworkers in crisis. I'm 32 male and I've worked here for 6 years. I have about 120 hours saved. HR sent me an email asking for donations for Jennifer in accounting. She used all her paid time off and needs more for personal reasons. I would need to know those personal reasons before I go forward. Like, it's maybe not none of your business, but like, what are the personal reasons? And why has she used up all of her paid time off? I don't know Jennifer well. I maybe said hi twice. My coworker Amy is pushing everyone to donate. She asked how many hours I'm giving. I said I'm not donated. Amy looked shocked and said, why not? She really needs it. I'm sure she does, but like, why is it that she doesn't have any left? I said I don't know her situation and I'm saving my paid time off for my own use. If everybody really cared so much about Jennifer in accounting, then why aren't they just giving her more paid time off? Like, why do you need to sacrifice your paid time off for Jennifer? This is a very strange program. Amy said that's, quote, very selfish because Jennifer is going through something. But you don't even know Jennifer. She then announced in our team meeting that some people refused to help Jennifer while looking at me. Ooh. Now I'm getting side-eyed from coworkers. Who's the side-eye? My boss pulled me aside and said, while donating is optional, it looks bad that I'm not participating when others are giving 5 to 10 hours. You're not obligated to give anything. Like, I think it looks bad that they're, like, her workplace, her boss, is not willing to help her through this difficult time, and instead is expecting probably underpaid workers to give up their paid time off.
And baffles me completely.
I said my paid time off is mine to use how I want. Apparently, Jennifer needs time off for elective surgery that's not covered under FMLA. Is she getting plastic surgery? What's a family? It's not covered. Family and medical leave. So, it's a surgery that's not covered under medical leave. It's not an emergency. Is Jennifer getting a nose job or something? Like, what? I'm so confused. It's not an emergency. People have donated 80 hours total and she needs 40 more. I'm suspicious. They're making it seem like she's literally like dying and like needs help. But like she's not, because if she was, then her paid, like her time off would be covered.
This is America.
I feel bad, but I also earned my paid time off and I'm planning to use it for a trip I've been saving for. Plus, I barely know this person. My girlfriend thinks I should donate 5 hours to look like a team player, but that feels like giving into pressure. This is a very strange program that your office has. I really don't understand why it's all up to you, like her coworkers.
Yeah, it is really weird. I'd be like, no, go fuck yourself.
I actually am wondering if it is such a big deal that she gets this time off. Then
And
why
who the
isn't her
fuck is
boss
Jennifer?
letting her?
Why the hell is she? Everybody bending over backwards for this broad.
Like they're, I don't know, you're in like an impossible situation here. I don't think so, but let's see what everybody else had to say.
In my opinion.
Okay, everybody else clocked this too. You should tell your boss that it looks bad when a company requests paid time off from other employees instead of just offering their in-need employees options in an emergency. Yeah, but honey, it's not an emergency. If your boss feels that way, then why doesn't the company just pay for her time off? Why should it be on the backs of their other employees to give up their time? Yeah. because they created this option to pass the cost onto its employees. Guard your time. Ooh, that makes sense.
But you can't fool us, sir.
Exactly, and next time it comes up, don't reply either way and instruct the gossip that HR matters are supposed to be confidential and shouldn't be office chatter, then walk away. Yeah. I find this is a very sleazy policy, honestly. Not a fan. Jennifer can, like, go get her nose job, I don't know. Okay, maybe it is a medical reason, but it's not an emergency, okay? So I don't know why everybody's just like, you know, it is a little sus that it's not covered under paid medical leave, okay? Yet everybody's making it out to be this like, oh, she's having such a hard time. Okay, that can't be that hard. You are not the jerk. Am I the jerk for refusing to learn sign language for my coworker who isn't even deaf?
Sure.
Okay. I work in a small office, about 12 people total. 3 months ago, we hired Rachel, 2018 now, who is learning ASL because her boyfriend is deaf. Good, cool, good for her. The problem is, Rachel has decided our entire office should communicate in sign language for practice, even though none of us know anyone who's deaf except her boyfriend who doesn't work here. She's been really pushy about it. Bombastic side eye. This is very weird. She made this whole presentation to our boss about how it would be inclusive and a valuable skill if we learned ASL. Our boss, who always tries to keep everyone happy, agreed we'd do Sign Language Fridays, where we try to use ASL as much as possible. What? I'm sorry, so you need to literally spend your free time learning sign language for, like, some random girl at work who isn't even deaf? Like, her boyfriend is deaf? What, because she wants to practice? Oh, hell no. This is so bizarre. I'm already learning Spanish for my job since we have clients who speak Spanish. I don't have time or interest in learning a whole other language for literally no reason. Honestly, if they want you to learn, like, another language, I feel like they should be paying for the lessons. When I said I wasn't going to participate, Rachel got really offended. Rachel can get fucked. Be so over real right now, Rachel. Miss Rachel Berry. Rachel can suck my big toe. They are the most hideous slippers I've ever seen, and I adore them. They're so funny. She said I'm being ableist and discriminatory, but she's not. Hang on, what? Okay, like, listen, if she was deaf, then maybe I could understand you guys needing to, like, learn sign language or, you know, like, at least accommodate her and, like, communicate through writing or something like that. But, like, she's not deaf. You're not under the obligation to learn sign language. So she said I'm being ableist and discriminatory, which makes no sense because nobody in the office is deaf. She's learning it for her personal life. Why does that mean I have to learn it? Now she sends me passive-aggressive messages in the group chat, like some people clearly don't value communication accessibility, and has complained to HR I'm creating a hostile environment by not participating. She's creating a hostile environment by trying to force people to learn sign language to accommodate her. Like, this is so weird. Stop it. Rachel! Get Rachel. God, I'm so glad I don't work in an office. Kelly, aren't you glad we don't work in an office?
Thank God.
This is the kind of stuff that comes up. It's like, wow, okay. Your boss is an idiot. No, seriously, so is Rachel. Rachel's such a bitch. I think OP needs to learn bitch and other colorful words in sign language. If Rachel gets offended, OP can say, oop, it's just difficult to learn ASL and Spanish at the same time. Oopsie. Honestly, with that argument, you should literally be like, oh, like, I actually feel like we should all be learning Spanish because our clients speak Spanish. So that is honestly a way better argument for the office to learn another language than Rachel needing everybody to learn sign language because her boyfriend is deaf. I'm flabbergasted. My flabbers are gasted. Rachel is weaponizing inclusivity to make her personal hobby a mandatory office-wide performance. Boss is spineless for signing off on this nonsense. You're not obligated to be her Free practice dummy. Her HR complaint is laughable. You not learning ASL creates a hostile environment, but her passive-aggressive group chat shaming doesn't. Please stand your ground. This is peak performative weirdness. I agree. Like, let's not virtue signal and pretend that we care about all these things when all we really care about is getting a free practice partner, okay? Be so for real, not the jerk. Am I the a-hole for telling my boss I wasn't invited to the party?
Awkward.
I, 26 female, just started at a new job. I quickly realized that one of my colleagues, Marie, is engaged and getting married within the next 2 months. It seemed like the whole office was attending the wedding. I absolutely did not expect the invite. She just met me, weddings are planned in advance, venues booked, etc. My friend actually just got married, so I saw firsthand how it all worked. I could tell Marie wondered if I was expecting an invitation and was hesitant to bring up the wedding around me, but I never made it a big deal. I don't feel left out in the slightest. Then, I got CC'd on an email from someone that the office, Joan, is throwing Marie a shower during our lunch hour in the break room in a couple of weeks. Joan was sending out a collection so we could give a group gift cash to Marie. Okay, again, I feel like I'm sensing a theme here. They also suggested we make it a potluck. Okay. Joan included her Venmo and asked we email back what we planned on bringing. Even if I'm not going to the wedding, I still believe everyone deserves to be celebrated, and I Venmo'd $20, as well as sent a reply saying I'd bring lasagna. Oh, that's really nice of you. You really did not have to do that. A little later, okay. I saw that the $20 had been returned to my Venmo, and Joan approached my desk. She said I didn't need to contribute. Oh. I said, even if I'm not attending the wedding, I'd still like to give Marie a little something. What's going on here? Joan looked a little awkward and hemmed and hawed, but then eventually she said, you're not invited to the shower. Okay, it's a little weird that they're doing this at work and excluding people. I was confused. I said I can't go in the company break room on lunch hour. She said yes. I asked, where am I supposed to go? I don't drive. I take public transit to and from work. We don't really work anywhere I could go to quickly for our lunch hour. She said I could stay at my desk. I pointed out that this was a little exclusionary. I actually agree. If they all want to have a shower, then why are they doing it at work? Everybody should shower before work or after work, not during. Oh god, that was awful. But you get my point. If you're going to do something at work, everyone needs to be included. Everyone needs to be invited, and if they want to opt out, then fine. But
That's weird.
This is weird. Joan said Marie didn't want me to assume I was invited to the wedding. I said I don't at all. I completely understand. I haven't worked here long enough and we're not close enough. I'm not hurt by that. She said that's great, but I still can't come. I asked if I'd done anything to offend Marie, and she said no. She just doesn't want me getting my hopes up. Okay, buddy. I finally let it go and just said, fine, have a good party. The day of the shower, I sat at my desk during the party while everyone else went, eating my lunch alone. One person snuck me a piece of cake. Oh, period. As they should. This is so weird. What the f? I don't think that... I really... this is very weird. I'm not a fan of this at all. It's one thing if you don't want to be there and you don't want to participate. It's an entirely different thing if they're excluding you. Halfway through the party, the big boss came in. She doesn't usually work on Fridays, so it was a surprise to see her. She saw me sitting at my desk and asked why I wasn't at the party. I told her I hadn't been invited. Well, you weren't. You were actually uninvited, if you want to, be specific here, because they invited you, asked you for money, you sent the money, and then afterwards suddenly, oh no, I don't want you to be there. I don't want you to get your hopes up because my wedding is going to be the best thing ever. Oh, shut up. She was clearly perturbed by this. I love the word perturbed. I am very perturbed right now, in case you can't tell. I'm perturbed by this whole thing. Later on, she sent an email banning parties of any kind during work hours. A few people, Joan and Marie included, realize I'm the one who told. They've now turned on me. Wait, her name's Joan? I thought her name was Jennifer. I'm sorry. Joan, Marie. I thought her name. Who cares? Some friends say I'm in the wrong here and that I should have lied to the big boss and said I was busy with work to finish something so as not to ruin it for everyone else. Am I the a-hole? It was your boss's decision to ban parties. You didn't tell her to do that. And quite frankly, it kind of sounds like they weren't supposed to do this to begin with. Let alone do it and not include everyone in the office. Like, this was, yeah, you got a couple of mean girls at your work. I'm just saying. This is not cohesive office culture. Not the a-hole, they're the ones who around and did an exclusionary thing. You didn't tattle on them. The boss asked you why you're sitting at your desk. Yeah, you literally would have had to have lied to the boss in order to accommodate people who were so mean to you. Why would you do that? All you did was tell the truth. All Marie had to do was be a gracious person and include you in the office gathering. You were fine with a $20 contribution and lasagna. Yeah, and the fact that you want to go out of your way to make lasagna for this person and she's being so rude to you, that is crazy. What a bitch. What a... And she didn't have to be weird about you not going to the wedding. Joan and Marie are the a-holes here. You even explained to them it was exclusionary. So F them. Yeah, you literally told them. I don't know why they're... Why are we surprised here?
Ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, let me tell you.
Yeah, these people have no shortage of the audacity. Like, not how that works. A work shower is for everyone, not just the people invited to the wedding. Joan is clueless about office etiquette. It also sounds like the bride is clueless too, but they're just mean girls. Like, this is mean girl behavior. Like, listen, it's okay that you didn't invite some people to your wedding. I understand it might be a little bit awkward to talk about it, but it's okay. I'm sure a lot of people don't even really want to go. Man, and OP, like, was gonna make lasagna. Do you know how long it takes to make lasagna? Lasagna. She sounds like a really nice person. This is so mean. Damn, with bechamel sauce and everything. Why were you CC'd on that fucking email for Venmo and payment asking for what are y'all bringing if you weren't invited? That's enraging. Literally, OP responds, there are email groups that make it easy to CC everyone on a group email. I assume they forgot to delete me from it and then things were awkward. But I also wonder what the plan was if I hadn't gotten the email. If I just walked into the break room to have my lunch and there was this party, would they have asked me to leave? It's just very weird. Yeah, this is super weird. They honestly, I wish that the boss didn't take away privileges for everyone and instead reprimanded the people who were, you know, bad.
You're fired.
Because, like, taking away the privileges kind of sucks for everybody else. I wish that she, like, reprimanded Marie and Joan for, like, excluding me. Because that's, I don't love that, you know? That's awful. So no, you are not the a-hole for telling your boss you weren't invited to the party. And that's all for now. Hook it in at the waist, because she's so tiny. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's quite possible that $90 is too expensive for the friend in this story, but if that's the case, then, like, if you cannot afford to replace
do the bandits have bases?
Someone's stuff that you borrow
that you can raid?
You should not borrow something from someone. She did you a solid by lending you a dress.
If that was the case,
and you ruined it.
That would be pretty cool.
So now I'm sorry, but, like, you need to pay for it.
It's the way the world works.
I don't feel like what you did was an overreaction at all. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, why do you have to take the L?
But if it's just wandering bandits,
anyways,
that'll
P.S. Hoping there are dress experts, dressmakers here. Is there a possibility to restore
be
the
kind of
dress to its
bogus.
original size? The dress is made of satin, and she made it.
Because you
snug
know those
around the bust and
cocksuckers just
waist
show
area.
up
It
at
depends
the
on the
worst
cut of
possible
fabric.
time.
So there's pleats, there's seams here, there's seams on the breasts, and I'm assuming there's a seam on the side. When you're taking stuff in, you, like, obviously pin, and then you sew along the pin, and then you cut the fabric. So I don't know unless you put, like, paneling that's, like, the same color. Like, you would have to. I did a little fashion stuff in university. I know a little bit, not a lot.
Nerd!
Maybe some paneling on the side in the same color if you can find a similar fabric, but at that rate, it's kind of like just buy the dress again. Fabric is expensive, and, like, you're gonna have to pay to have it altered again. Like, I'd be surprised if your friend offered to pay for it, but like, we do have an update, so... Not overreacting. My grandma used to say, borrowed is related to gifted, and learned the hard way that that's true. It's not OP's fault, but like, you have to be prepared to not receive what you lend out back, at the very least in its original condition. I honestly can't believe the audacity to alter that dress. A true friend would have told you, hey OP, thank you, but it's a little big for me. Instead of basically making sure you'll never be able to wear it again. And she also like gave it back to you altered. Like, how dumb is that?
That's pretty dumb.
It's because she didn't want to pay for it. If you have the receipt or anything that shows the price, I would send it to her, demand she at least send $90 and stop considering her a friend. And $90 is stupid cheap for a dress alteration to make it big again. If that were an offering that existed, yes. She can't be that naive or so blasé that she didn't even hear the seamstress mention it won't be able to be put back again. Alterations are not cheap. Just saying. Seamstress here, being able to restore the dress to your size will depend on how the dress was altered to begin with. If the tailor was able to preserve the extra fabric, then it may just be a question of redoing the seams. But if the excess was trimmed away after altering, common, right, because then the fabric, like the extra fabric is just there, and then you have like a line. Like you can see the fabric through the dress, especially if it's thin fabric, which it is because it's satin. Then there's not much hope without some creative solutions like inset panels or shortening the skirt and using the fabric to match. If your friend is still talking to you, ask where she took the dress and take it to the same person. Otherwise, a bridal store with an on-site tailor may be your best bet. Ironically, the cost to restore the dress will probably be around $90. It's satin, so even if the excess is there, you will see it. All right, so like obviously not a seamstress, but I do know what to do about alterations. Myself, and so she's pretty good at it. So, on to the update. I have spoken to dressmakers, tailors, dress experts, and they all said the dress cannot be restored to its original size and form since it is made of satin. Ugh, what a pain. I swear. I even went to the actual shop where my friend had it altered, but they also said there was nothing they could do. Anyway, my former friend still refused to pay me and is being a crappy person.
Not surprised.
Plus, she had the nerve to ask me to just give it to her or sell it to her at a lower price. And it got me wondering if it was her motive all along. She probably knew the dress can't be re-altered. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. But why on earth would she give back a dress that, like, literally would not fit you anymore? After all that, I decided to just cut her off and take the high road. I honestly have the time and energy to chase her down for $90. I know I can buy another cute dress with the $90, but I paid triple that to never ever speak to her or see her again.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up giving the dress to my roommate who isn't a crappy friend, and thankfully it fits her perfectly with some minor adjustments on the side. So at least the dress didn't completely go to waste. I feel like if your friend was like nicer about this, you probably would have given it to her. You know what I mean? Like, but she just went about this in such a sneaky, awful way. Ugh. Yucky. I don't love it. Like, sometimes my friends get upset with me because I don't want to lend them things, but like, friendships do end over petty shit like this. Like, they do end because you just... yeah, anyways. They do end. And it's not because I don't trust my friends with my stuff. It's because the few times I have lent out my stuff, it's been returned to me, like, totally ruined. So I have rules for lending out my things. And, like, you know, you live and you learn. I'll take deposits. I'm kidding. No, I just don't lend. It's because I value the friendship too much to let it, like, be ruined. You know, you can't control how, like, you know, if someone breaks something, it's not in your possession, you know? So, like, you have literally no control over what happens to what you lent that person. Sorry if this isn't the dramatic update some of you wanted. I know a lot of you were hoping I'd take her to small claims court. I mean, that's the petty thing to do, and, like, you are absolutely justified if you wanted to do that, but it's just not worth it, honestly. I'm choosing peace. If anything happens, I'll update, but for my sake, I hope she stays the hell away from me. This person said, oh, please be petty and take a pic with your friend wearing the dress and post so your ex-friend can see it. Yeah, and just say, oh my god, I gave her my dress. So pretty. Oh my god, so cute. Best friends forever. Moving on. How do I tell my friends they're not giving me enough credit for their relationship?
It's gonna be awkward.
I'm not gonna lie, my feelings are really hurt right now. A couple years ago, my two friends met each other at a kickback. I initially had reservations about them two dating, but I let it go. My friend Thomas even asked advice for planning this one date for Emily. It was still early on, and they had been on a few dates, but this was the date that made her realize he's the one for her. I was instrumental in the planning. It was Thomas's birthday, and she was giving a toast on their relationship, and she didn't mention me at all. It felt like a slap in the face. I'm not trying to make it too long, but there are more instances of both of them just not acknowledging at all the role I played in their relationship. How can I bring this up? Do I talk to them individually, or should I bring it up separately? Hang on a second. Didn't you literally just say you didn't even want them to date at the beginning, and now you want credit? Plastic side eye. Something tells me there's a little more to the story, and oh, look at this little update in the comments. 2 years ago, you told your friend Emily to break up with Thomas, and she refused. How exactly did you help with their relationship? Oh, that's an interesting turn of events. Interesting. Okay, no, that doesn't surprise me, because, like, why would they give credit to someone who told them to break up?
This is weird.
Make it make sense. Yeah, you weird for that, OP. Okay, let's look at the post from 2 years ago. My 25 female friend, 24 female, is dating my male friend, 25 male, even though I told her I'm not comfortable. Should I tell him to end things? Not helping your case. My friend Emily and I became friends because we live in the same apartment complex. Thomas and I both became friends since we were 19. Thomas had a crush on me, but he's not my type. For 2 years, he tried to get with me, but eventually he got the hint, and we remained good friends. A month ago, I was hosting a kickback, and that's where they met. Thomas mentioned to me that he likes my friend, and asked me to set him up. I said no. I told him if he likes her, to speak to her himself, and he did.
Wow, that's backfired.
Emily asked me about him when he tried to talk to her, and I said, he's a good guy. Neither one of them asked if I was even okay with them dating each other. But you never dated this guy. You weren't interested in him. Why did they need your permission? They've been on a couple dates, and I told Emily after her second date, I don't feel comfortable with this. I asked her, so you literally did almost everything possible despite talking shit about them, unless maybe you did. I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Well,
you
the
did
problem is,
to make them
if they break up, then you're losing
and you want credit for the fact that
one or both of them as friends.
Hey, someone is sipping the Delulu lemonade.
That's the problem with having
I told
friends
Emily
date.
after her second date, I don't feel comfortable with this. I asked her to end things, but she
You're
said
gonna
no,
be in the
and
middle
not
of
fair
it.
to ask because she really likes him. She said I should have said something before, but they really should have asked me if I was okay with this. Why? You didn't date him. You didn't like him. Or maybe you liked him a little more than you're leading on. I want to talk with Thomas about this before they get too serious without impacting our friendship. Yeah, I don't really think that's going to be possible, babe. First of all, it sounds like you like Thomas. Second of all, you seem to be holding this like very strange grudge, and you don't want them to be together, so I don't really understand why you want the credit for them being together. And like you want to talk to them about it. Like you're gonna sound absolutely crazy. Just saying. You need to work on your main character syndrome. You helped a friend plan something once. So what? That's what friends do. It's literally like the bare minimum. It's not like you like set them up on a date. It's not like you know, like went out of your way to like really push them to be together. You did all. Like you did something, maybe like once they started dating, you did something nice where they were like asking you questions and like asking like your help on stuff. But I'm sorry, but you don't get credit. You don't get like points for doing the bare minimum for a friend. Like you just don't. He was supposed to say, thanks for helping me plan this when you did the planning. There's absolutely zero need to bring this up ever again. Stop acting like everything revolves around you. Yeah, I would agree. I would say that if you ever bring this up, you will not be their friend anymore. OP's kind of fighting for her life in the comments. This is just an ongoing thing. It's just so many times in the context of their relationship, it feels like they're intentionally leaving out that they met through me. But they didn't, though. You didn't even want to introduce them, buddy. Like you said that you refused to introduce what was it, Thomas? Thomas? Thomas and Emily. So you refused to introduce Thomas when he asked you for an introduction, and now suddenly you want credit for their relationship. Yeah, someone's chugging the Delulu lemonade. Oh, I'm sorry. How's the sale at Delulu Lemon? Good? 80% off? Yeah, you have it in abundance. Yeah, I would say don't ever talk about this. Ever. Am I the a-hole for leaving Friendsgiving and taking the food I made with me? Okay. Mail it. Okay, so I'm most definitely sure that what I did was petty, but I've come to ask a bunch of strangers for their opinion on whether my pettiness was deserved or not. By the way, this is from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit.
Like and subscribe.
So, to start, I, 29 female, have a group of friends I've been friends with for over a decade. I met these friends through my cousin Jocelyn, 31 female, when we were in high school. Those were her friends she grew up with, but she and I didn't become close until we started working together for my uncle's grocery store. Think small neighborhood bodega. So we were constantly working together, and eventually I started hanging out with her. I was just a sophomore, and they were the cool older kids. Through the years, we became close, and that became my group of friends too. We regularly get together for parties, dinner outings, etc. Usually if we do anything that requires a hosting spot, Jocelyn would host all the events at her house because she has the space for it, more than the rest of us. House party! The group consists of 3 other girls and 2 guys. Every year for the last few years, we've always had a Friendsgiving, and every year people tend to bring the same things. I usually make the turkey and maybe a side dish. Now, on to where the issue begins. In the group chat, we were discussing dress code and who was bringing what to the event. Some years we would dress up like it was the party of the year. Sometimes we all just wore joggers. It would depend on how everyone was feeling. The week of the event, we all decided to wear joggers and keep it comfortable. One of our friends is pregnant, so it's understandable she wants to dress comfortably. We all decided, as a group, to dress comfy.
I don't like where this is going.
Come the day of the dinner, I get to the event, and everyone is fairly dressed up, except for me. Oh, that's not much. Apparently, and I found this out from the guys later, Jocelyn had texted the girls separately and said they should dress up nicely because I always dress nice. Side eye. Okay, well no, if we're all deciding to wear joggers, why are some people being told to dress nicely and some aren't?
What does it mean?
Okay, no, that's so offensive. I'm sorry. It's like having a party where everyone's supposed to wear, like, I don't know, like an ugly costume, and you come with like your hair and makeup done looking amazing, you know? That's so weird. Oh, that's weird. For some context, I do take pride in my appearance. There was a time in my life where I was dating someone who was controlling and abusive, that I couldn't even wear what I wanted without him saying something about it. So during that time, I would dress very muted and toned down so as not to cause issues. After he and I split, I finally had the strength to get away. I began experimenting with my personal style, and now I love being able to wear what I want and have a bit of an eccentric style. Anyways, Jocelyn and the girls were texting about how I tend to go overboard when I dress up and even casually because I accessorize and like to do my makeup. So they assumed I would do too much and they didn't want to look bad, so they all agreed to dress up.
Excuse me?
Okay, hey, hold the phone. Hold the phone. So they didn't want to look bad, but they didn't mind if you looked bad. Got it. They even texted the guys separately too. Although in the guys' defense, we do have a girls-only group chat that we use sometimes, and we will talk about things and later relay it to the guys in the big group chat. So it's entirely believable that we would have changed the dress code and they found out through one of the girls. I would take it as a slight. I might be overreacting, but I don't like it. When we agreed to dress comfy, I took that literally. I came in joggers and an old t-shirt. I understand that at the end of the day, they're just clothes, but the fact that the girls went behind my back to discuss this without bringing it up to me hurt a lot. Yeah, because they potentially wanted to make you look skinnier than them.
Rude.
It sounds like they have like an issue with you looking good. Oh, okay, yes. Like, look at this next sentence. Apparently, it only started because our pregnant friend Maria, 31 female, was talking to Jocelyn about how I make her feel insecure with being able to dress nicely while she's struggling to feel confident due to her weight gain. Okay, so the solution is to like try to make like honestly kind of humiliate you and like go out of their way to make you look bad when you're literally just existing. Hey, the difference is that you're not trying to make yourself look better to make other people feel worse about themselves. They are doing that. Maria is about 8 months along at this point, but last month we went out for brunch for one of our friends' birthdays, and we all agreed to look nice. Maria wasn't happy with the dress selections available to her since she's so far along, and that's when she started talking to the other girls about how I tend to do too much in terms of the way I dress. I mean, this is just more of like what we always talk about. It's just like, you can't be mad at people for, you know? You can't be mad at people for looking nice. If you are, that really is a you problem. Like, it really is. It's like, you need therapy. Nobody's gonna hold it against you because you're pregnant and you're bigger than you normally are. Like, you have a baby inside you, dude. Like, what are the expectations here? That, like, when your friends are pregnant, you are not allowed to look nice ever because it would make them feel shitty? Dude. Get it together. So, this led them to assume...
All right, I gotta pee and get more coffee. I will be right back.
Meanwhile, things are finally looking up in England, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful news, says Republican Congressman Randy Fine. The Keir Starmer is resigning as Prime Minister of the United Islamic Kingdom. It comes days after Starmer's involvement in covering up the rape of 250,000 Christian British girls at the hands of Muslim migrants was revealed. I pray that our heritage brothers and sisters across the pond can reclaim their country from the invaders. Based? Why am I supposed to hate this guy again? Now, the reason why I want to show this to you is because it's very obvious, and Rupert Lowe noticed this as well. Americans are covering
I can't believe the BBC and most of the mainstream media are not covering our rape gang report. It's gone viral in America.
That's right. You're welcome. You got patriots like Asmongold, people like me, like Tectone, Jake Monroe, all right, the Goats, actually covering this. People like Randy Fine signal boosting it. Really weird that Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Thomas Massey, they scream about Epstein all the time, but they didn't talk about something objectively, like, way worse than Epstein. Kind of weird. It's almost like their bread gets buttered in an area where they don't want them to be talking about this. That is weird. But it did go super viral here. As an American, I know a lot of Americans are talking about this.
They seem to care more about what's happening here than we do.
True. I agree, actually. And I'll tell you why. It's not that the British don't care that this is happening. It's that the British are scared they're going to go to jail for talking about it. All right, understand the level of cucked you are in the UK, where if you talk about the fact that 250,000 white Christian girls were raped by Muslims, you might be getting punished for it. But don't worry, chaps, you have us, and we are trying our absolute best to let the world know about our shared struggle. Because if there are Pakistani and Muslim rape gangs in England, then they're everywhere. We stand with our cultural brothers and sisters, a country of shared biblical values, against the monstrous barbarian hordes that are at your gates, or in your case, literally in your gates. Now, obviously, Humza Yousaf, all right, very interesting, former First Minister of Scotland, pretty interesting. Not a lot of Scottish people have the name Humza Yousaf. All right, so anyway, hey, Rupert Lowe, you blew the dog whistle earlier this week, and people reacted exactly how you wanted them to. Over 4 million Muslims in the UK, you made every single one of us a target. You should be utterly ashamed of yourself. That's right. You should never arrest a Muslim for rape, because then people might start getting Islamophobic. You should just let them rape away. Think about it this way. If they would rape another 250,000 British girls, but no one would know about it, there would be no backlash on peaceful Muslims. And Rupert Lowe responded. For decades, that attitude, the way you deliberately phrased that post to blame me for such unacceptable violence, helped to enable the mass rape of vulnerable white girls by gangs of mainly Pakistani Muslims. It won't work anymore, Humza. Very traditional Scottish name, by the way. So yeah, they're still trying this. It's obviously not working. I mean, the literal Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, resigned in shame. Honestly, a more shameful resignation than the first episode of Black Mirror. So anyway, of course, this is a daily story, so of course I'm going to share. Brit dies! How did he die? After being violently mugged by Senegalese migrant. That's right. That's right.
Alright, I'm back.
No one saw this coming. While out celebrating his birthday with his wife in Tenor Life. All right, are you going out to Tenor Life with your wife? You're going out there, you're going to have a lovely time, maybe a picnic, maybe you'll even be in the beach, you'll celebrate your birthday. Oopsie, you were killed by a barbarian. That's right, there's nothing we could do. We had to import 1 million retarded cannibals into the country. And you're just going to have to live with that forever now. This is a daily story in the UK. And, I mean, you can't talk about this in the UK or you might go to jail, but I'm going to do my best. Now, there is one guy suspiciously, this is really weird. I'm noticing that, like, it's been a week since the rape report came out. Cenk Unger, Hassan Piker, Mediasan, Sneko, all these fucking retards, like, based Muslim commentator guys. Every single one of them either downplayed it, denied it, or ignored it. Isn't it weird that all the Muslims seem to be, like, totally okay with that fact that this was going on? Isn't that weird? I think that's a little weird. Anyway, Hassan Piker has been downplaying it forever, saying Asmongold is harassing Muslims by calling out rapists, all right? This is a giant back and forth. But in my opinion, better than even showing you the clip of him crying about it, because I showed you really similar ones, you know, Hassan, he just loves rape, in my opinion, because people have been saying that raping white women is not so bad.
Henry College is, like, doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these millionaire, billionaire, wasp fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is, like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, taking these guys,
wow,
and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society. I'm not stating that it's a good thing that date rape is happening. I'm saying that date rape, Henry College.
Yeah, so anyway, understand what he's basically saying is, look, these are pedophiles. They're gonna rape kids. Whew, whites. Think about all the Pakistani children that aren't getting raped now, that white women are getting raped instead. Anyway, this is Hassan Stanks. It has been forever, because he actually just hates the West and wants us to die. Now, he's been crashing out on Nick Fuentes, because there's an old Nick Fuentes clip saying that he wants to marry a 16-year-old. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the idea, but anyway, and of course Hassan, he's absolutely disgusted by the notion that that's happening, as he literally advocates on the side of the Houthi terrorists that rape 9-year-olds daily.
Yeah, I gotta find my 16-year-old wife.
What do you say?
You're going to go out and virtue signal about how bad this is, but then also run defense for the rapist gangs that are doing it to girls that are 11.
That's right.
Or want a 9-year-old wife.
That's right.
In Iran, they have 9-year-old wives. But you're going to go out there and talk about how Nick's saying this is bad.
Yep.
This is a double standard.
No, it's not. He has no standard. It's not a double standard. He hates America and he loves Islamic terrorism. He actually doesn't care about Western girls getting raped. That doesn't matter to him at all. In fact, I would argue he probably doesn't care about girls getting raped at all. He's only saying this because he doesn't like Nick. All right, that's very obvious. If this was a clip of Mohammed Nijad, or one of these guys saying the same exact thing, he wouldn't even talk about it. The only reason why he's addressing this is because he doesn't like the guy. I don't think he gives a shit about rape. I mean, he allegedly had sex with a 15-year-old in a brothel in Germany. I mean, that is an allegation that has been made against him that he, by the way, has yet to address. Let me remind you, he never addressed that, as far as I am aware, and I looked very hard. All right, so again, it's pretty insane to me that you're gonna sit here and you're gonna virtue signal, but you know.
You see, wanting to marry underage girls is bad categorically. If you can't draw a distinction between that, then that's your problem.
Well, Asmund Dad watched me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I gotta find my 16.
Yeah, so anyway, so the virtue signal's insane. So he'll sit there, he'll virtue signal, of course, obviously. Oh, he wants to date a 16-year-old that he said probably as a joke. Oh, Oh, what a freak. What a creep. Anyway, Pakistani grooming gangs, that's actually not a problem. We actually support that. That's pretty awesome. Isn't that great? Isn't that hilarious how that keeps happening? Now, again, I wonder why we don't have Hassan react to this shit. That's weird, because this went very viral, and Hassan didn't talk about it.
We would say that, well, if you were to be intimate with a 14-year-old or 13-year-old who's got huge hips and huge breasts and huge body, I mean, quite frankly, we would say it's not going to have the same effect medically. I mean, no one can make the argument. But in these countries where we live in now, one is legal and one is illegal. So, in other words, you can't marry 100 children, but you can marry that girl that's you can't. You're a pedophile if you go for the girl that's got the hip. And once again, pedophilia is very relative.
Is it though? Is it though? This is a 13-year-old that you're talking about. Is it though? But yeah, anyway, this guy is literally an Islamic scholar. He lives in England. Wow. And you mean to tell me that there's gigantic Pakistani rape gangs in England raping children when you have fucking scholars saying this shit, like, unabashedly on camera, recorded for everyone to hear? It's so weird how all the Muslim commentators, they repeat. It's curious. All I'm saying is it's very curious. You see a lot of people talking about Epstein. You see a lot of Muslim commentators crashing out about Donald Trump being a rapist or something. You see complete and utter silence on this. So weird. It's curious, actually. I have conclusions that have come to my mind, but I fear to say them out loud due to being removed off the platform. But I find it weird. Anyway, Asmongold seems like he ended Keir Starmer's career. Before getting too deep into the chaos, free cash was promised to me 3,000 years ago. One thing I recently added to my daily routine is using free cash for a few minutes here and there. If I'm gonna play games with the time sponge, I might as well make some money out of it. Free cash is a fun and easy way to earn real money by doing simple tasks while already on your phone. Play games. Complete surveys, do simple tasks, and turn your bathroom break into an investment. I've been enjoying playing Call of the Dragons on free cash, a high payout strategy-based building game. You get instant payouts with a really easy process through PayPal, Amazon, or Visa. There's already over $250 million paid out to over 60 million users worldwide. It's a win-win. They get someone to test out their games and fill out their surveys, and you get paid. Use the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description to sign up and get a $10 bonus today. Now, back to the chaos. Every individual sign-up literally supports the channel, so if you could click the link in the description and do the thing, that would be very appreciated.
First, Keir Starmer refused to resign.
I will never walk away from the country that I love.
That did not age well. That did not age well.
All reports of everything Keir was ignoring. Then they tried to ban it on social media sites. Search engines essentially refused to link you, and even ChatGPT can't even talk about it. But then the Roach King, Asmongold, had all 218 pages to his 4 million subscribers for nearly 7 hours live on stream.
You guys ready? You think you are, but you're not.
And 3 days later, Keir Starmer has resigned as Prime Minister.
Listen, I'm just saying,
in his position.
I don't know if one has to do with the other, but it's pretty weird.
Restoring trust on the economy, defence and national security. And becoming a party that once again stood proudly with, not against, our national flag.
Then crying like a bitch.
Being the best husband I can. My fantastic wife, Fig, who has been a rock by my side through good times and bad. And being the best dad I can. My beautiful children.
Oh, you care about children now?
If only he cared about protecting any of those other innocent 4 million British girls. But no, he only seemed to care when it finally impacted him, making his own party turn on him, demanding his resignation. As Lowe directly acknowledged, Asmongold was sharing the reports with the masses, doing more for those British girls than the entire British media establishment. And correlation doesn't equal causation. And it normally would be a stretch to say an American Twitch streamer can end the career of UK's Prime Minister, but in the world of TikTok attention spans, mass media censorship, and reality television,
it turns out you actually make a difference. It's the civilians, patriots that are saving our nation. Like, our civilization is quite literally being saved by patriots on an individual level. All right? Every single person that contributes is making a difference. It's insane to see. It really is.
sometimes it takes pop culture to finally find justice. R&B singer R. Kelly's criminal behavior was an open secret. It took a lifetime documentary to reinvigorate public outrage for him to find justice.
Not me. I'll fight him up. Don't kill me with this.
With countless other instances similar to this. So it almost seems like Stormer's Labor Party was completely fine with the R report and the 250,000 essentially sacrificial lambs on an effort to control the narrative about immigration. But once a guy called the Roach King got all the normies...
Oh, but if you ever called them out, that would be bad, because think of all the Islamophobia against simple, peaceful Muslims. Again, I'm still waiting for the simple, peaceful Muslims to call out the rape gang. I have yet to notice one. Weird.
Noticing the heinous things they've not only been allowing, but assisting in and actually paying for. Only then is it time for Stormer to step aside. But sadly, the escalation in the UK is already spiraling, as another mass slashing occurred in Edinburgh, Scotland. And even though this time, Stormer immediately stated it was absolutely appalling and he will face the full force of the law, it's interesting how this has dominated the media, completely erasing the other recent mass slashing also in Edinburgh, Scotland, that somehow wasn't considered terror-related like the more recent attack. And I've been hearing rumors that the first guy was deemed unfit for trial and was immediately released to medical care. But I can't even find the first attacker's name, let alone concrete confirmation of what consequences, if any, he's faced. As Asmongold reacted to this attack, being painted as the R report's fault.
That his bullet gang report.
That's right. I don't know if you're aware, but if you arrest Muslim pedophiles, it's your fault if people get upset at Muslims. That's right. Most people would blame the pedophiles, but Muslims don't see it that way. They are actually always the victims. You know, they'll declare war on Israel. They'll lose. They're the victims. They'll massacre Christians in Nigeria. Trump will blow them up. They're the victims. All right, they'll rape 250,000 British girls. They'll go to jail. They're the victims. I hope you understand how this works. It's interesting. It's almost like it's a theme that I'm trying to notice. Hassan Piker calls everyone, slanders everyone on the planet, from me to Asmongold to Tectone to everybody. Slanders everyone he could possibly find. You call him out. He's the victim of a mass harassment campaign. They hate him. They're harassing him. Oh no, poor guy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy if you think about it.
Falsely claiming Muslims 250,000 white girls. Same week, Elon Musk, is anyone surprised? They're inciting violence against Muslims and emboldening extremists. If you think this is bad,
it's gonna get worse.
Nothing.
Oh, it's gonna get worse.
Entire narrative, and you've done all of this in the span of 3 hours since
the freaking Muslim Brotherhood thinks they're so cool. I hate to be that guy, but the Muslims are leaving the UK by the ballot or by the bullet. It's happening. And look, I don't want to be rude here or anything, but lock in.
This event happened.
Civil War 2029. Hope you're ready.
And now everybody else has to listen to this narrative. Who gives a Who cares? I don't want to hear about this. This person defends every terrorist in the world, and now he wants us to be worried.
That's right.
About something bad happening to people like him.
Yeah.
And I never want to go down the path of our defenseless innocents get hurt, so your defenseless innocents get hurt, as what should happen is a second insane stabber.
I mean, I don't think that's what Asmongold was saying. I think what Asmongold was saying was more along the lines of, like, I don't need to hear about this. Lots of crazy shit happens all the time, but the absolute scale of the Islamic rape of England, for example, is something that needs to be discussed. Yeah, there's psychos in every party, on every side, in every group. You'll get your occasional unhinged psycho attacking Muslims or whatever, but you have an industrialized system of Islamic rape gangs raping children, and the government is covering it up. That is obviously a travesty, not even remotely on the same wavelength. That's what he's trying to say. So he's saying, get out of here, I don't want to hear about this. It's twofold. One, I don't want to be blaming people for arresting pedophiles for inciting violence against Muslims. And two, you are trying to craft some sort of broad narrative out of an outlier state when Asmongold is pointing to the actual system of the country that is industrializing the rape of 250,000 children. But that, you will downplay and say that is obviously not some sort of pattern or anything.
It's the same lifelong sentence as the first and any other insane stabber receives. But the UK is
I don't
essentially
feel like that's enough ammo.
Bible-led lawless society where the controlling party is given special privileges to commit crimes. A society is scared of what happens when you ask them to stop, and when neither side expects justice or consequences, they already live in a lawless third world nightmare.
That's right.
Less than 2 weeks ago, the riots over Henry Novak wrecked Northern Ireland, with unconfirmed reports that the rioters were angry over were immediately
Maybe those were the riots. The guy in public. I think that was the riots he's referring to.
Read to England.
You lose track of the foreigner terrorist attacks in the UK because there are just so many of them. So like, in response to which terror attack, like, doesn't that imply there's an issue?
Local leadership is acknowledging is the rioting and the Roach King. This is a first world Western society, but after the masked gangs carrying sticks out hunting British citizens.
Come on, guys, what's up?
That's normal. Insanity. It's complete insanity over there. It's insane to see what had happened.
Which is on track for the same police force that took victims back to their own gangs, saying, have fun with her. Just imagine if CARE was still in power, shoveling down the whole social media ban for kids to protect them, when all it would really do is prevent anybody from sharing the R report or noticing any of the many crimes they're also desperate to suppress. Like the other girl that was murdered by a newcomer with a screwdriver.
This
that
is
the police
daily.
toned
I
down
told
her
you
mother's
it's a daily
statement
thing.
to avoid racial
Oh
tension.
my God!
And that happened
You just
back
need to get
in
used to it, I
2024.
guess.
So after the mass slashing of kids at a Taylor Swift dance party, Henry Novak being falsely framed as a racist so they could get away with murder, and now the 250,000 or more girls that were awed and then ignored, the only thing we're seeing after noticing is one scumbag politician stepping down, while his alleged
And then
replacement
they replace him with an even bigger douchebag.
is equally as awful.
Obviously. Now, I'm going to hit you with a truth nuke. Everyone's going to be upset at me. Every once in a while, I say something that pisses people off, and I feel like this is going to be one of them. I think it's kind of good that the next guy is a complete douche nozzle. I think it's actually kind of a good thing. But you the situation, I don't think you do. I think you want it to be fucking retarded, so you get an actual, quote-unquote, far-right politician to win in 2029. If he, like, semi-fixes issues and life gets, like, slightly moderately better, people are gonna be like, oh, it's okay. This is better than Stalin. Just kind of keep this shit happening. So I think it's actually kind of good that this guy's a fucking... I know it's a bit of a pragmatic perspective, but it's not like we're even changing parties. This is still a left-wing party. They are still going to be importing infinite retards from the third world and still going to be taking your tax dollars to pay for them. You don't want this guy to be viewed as like an actual success, comparatively speaking. You want us to kind of be retarded.
He not only allowed the police to ignore the grooming, but even arrested the...
Isn't it incredible? They call Trump a fascist and whatever. He won a democratic election, literally. He won the popular vote, all 7 swing states, you know, he's popular vote. And here they are just like picking leaders. No elections. Did you, you're next. You're next. Fucking Baltimore in charge. Yeah, that's right. That's how it's gonna work.
Fathers for noticing. And being detached from English politics,
prime ministers in the last decade. I'm pretty sure that's the number. It's insane.
And they'll continue to have a revolving door of failures until an outgoing
The
politician.
actual failed state, and then they'll criticize us. They'll have the balls to criticize us. And, oh, now we cannot let the United States from utilizing our military bases. They destroyed their economy. They don't dig for oil because of woke. Woke! Can't dig for oil because of woke. Obviously, that would be terrible. Import infinite retards because of woke. Infinite socialism for the retards that we import because of woke. Alright, it's insane. It's crazy.
Politician is finally punished for these failures, as it looks like Stormer will receive a golden parachute of a 6-figure pension and a taxpayer-funded security detail.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that great? So not only do you have to pay for this guy to cover up the rape of 250,000 British girls, you also have to fund the rest of his life. He's retired from covering up the rape of 250,000 British girls. Totally not a broken system.
Essentially getting rewarded for 2 years of destroying the country, as this system is completely broken. But not much can be expected from a country that sacrifices little girls to protect roaming gangs from mean social media messaging.
And then it's like, the Bible says, do not sacrifice children to the Moloch. And everyone's like, please, who would do that? This camera zooms into freaking England.
You know, I heard something really funny and weird today, and it's that most people can't cross their eyes and stick their tongue out straight at the same time. It's just so weird. Got it. Got it. We got a picture of them doing it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's take that picture, post it everywhere. Thanks. I'm just kidding. Sorry I made you do that if you did. Did you do it? Let me know in the comments below. I need to know. But you look cute doing it, at least. Because you're adorable. Well, today we're doing something a little less fun. We're reading about creepy encounters on Reddit. The real kind and also the paranormal kind. So grab a blanket, grab a snack, and let's get creeped out. All right, first up we have, did my sweet tooth save my life? This is like if I wrote this post, because I can't go a day without a sweet treat, tell you what. I still don't know if I narrowly avoided something really bad, or if this guy was just deeply unstable, but it has stayed with me for years. Well, at least we know you're okay. That's good. A stranger walked past me while I was at work one day, stopped and asked me out on a date. I'd never seen him before. It caught me off guard, but he came across as confident and kind of old school, so I said yes. He asked if he could pick me up for a coffee date, and I agreed. What? Why are we agreeing to get picked up by a stranger you just met? Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, obviously I'm not, you know, whatever happened here, but let's just hold my hand and say we aren't gonna let a stranger take us for a ride in his car, okay? We're gonna meet him there. We're gonna Uber. We're gonna take our own car. Let's not do that. When he picked me up, he already...
There's a lot of skepticism about using a hammer on your jawline as well, Clap.
Well, fair enough.
That's a crazy behaviour. I think it's the last thing anyone should be doing.
If you're so happy with your life and you don't care about looking better, then don't do it. I'm not going to try to tell you that, you know, you have to bone smash or whatever.
Sounds pretty painful.
Well, it's really not.
It must be causing some pain and damage though if your face is swelling, Clap.
Well, that's the intention.
Mobbed by friends!
What the hell, Bearing? How are these thumbnails getting worse and worse?
Yeah, well, clavicular is like a car crash, right? Once you have a look, you can't turn your head away. And I've fallen into the trap. I've peered into the rabbit hole, and I can't escape. Once you look at clavicular, is clavicular. It's fun. So where we left off, by the way, you should watch our last video. That was a good introduction to clavicular.
Oh, totally.
But this one, we're sort of going over some of the overflow stuff. So he's gone to France. He's tried to be the super mega alpha Chad in France, and the French people just aren't having it.
Yes, the French chicks were like, non.
That's right. Look at this. Look at the way he's walking down the street, playing a Bluetooth fucking speaker.
Niggas in Paris, yo. Niggas in Paris, yo.
He's playing Niggas in Paris.
Is that a song?
Yeah, it's Niggas in Paris.
Right, I might have to edit that out of the YouTube video, so if that doesn't make sense, the song is Niggas in Paris.
What the fuck? Wait, I hate him so much.
Niggas in Paris, yo.
The looks of contempt that he gets from these Parisians. So we've got more rejections. We've got some clavicular wisdom to soak up.
Wisdom.
We've got all-out clavicular hatred and a bit of harassment. We've got clavicular coke. So he gets his ass handed to him in Paris, and he just can't help it. He's got to go to war with Paris now. To war with France.
Right, France mogged him and now he's going to war.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? He's basically surrendering to France. Imagine surrendering to France. Imagine surrendering to fucking France.
Is this a man thing? Is this like how chicks have no idea of what the best war is to
The French flag should basically be a white flag.
do? Do they always lose?
Well, think about the Nazis and shit. They just walked in and took Paris.
Okay, but they beat Ragnar in Vikings.
Yeah, look, I'm probably being unfair. But the French, since World War II, are known to be like surrenderers. I think I am being unfair because they totally fucking annihilated clavicular. Do you want to have a look?
Oui. Let the mogging begin.
Let's have a look right after this. Let's go! Ever wonder why nobody on the news has ever told you what dark chocolate actually does in your body? I had to find out from some fitness guy on the internet. Watch this.
No vasodilation going on, no veins, no blood pumping. You're gonna take a scoop of my high flavanol cocoa right here. This is the stuff that promotes the nitric oxide in our bodies. Nitric oxide, you guys, is what opens up our blood vessels to allow more blood flow, blood pump. You'll see the vascularity and the veins popping, you guys.
He's about to take a scoop of cocoa. Watch what happens to his arms in 30 minutes.
I haven't even started working out, but 30, 45 minutes after I took the high flavanol cocoa, already the vasodilation, the veins are popping up.
Those veins be pumping! And he says it works down there on the main vein too. I bet it does. You go get him, Tiger. Now here's the Harvard part.
2 cups of dark chocolate in the form of hot chocolate. That's it. 2 cups to have a day for 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, you take out your blood and measure the stem cells again, and then do that flow media dilation resiliency test again of the blood vessels to see have they changed. This is what's amazing has been found. Dark chocolate, the proanthocyanidins, not only got into the bloodstream, but they doubled the number of stem cells circulating in your blood vessels, and they doubled the resiliency, improved by twofold the resiliency of your blood vessels just over the course of a month with as little as 2 cups of hot chocolate that's dark.
21,000 people, 5 years, Harvard, 1 powder. The FDA approved the claim. The brand is Black Forest. They've got cocoa with the flavanol still in it. Most chocolate destroys them in processing. You can still get their Father's Day deal. Buy one, get one free. One for you, one for your dad. 48 hours only. Link in the description. Visit blackforestsupplements.com/bearing.
But ladies, if you're up to it, this is the... Hey, wait. This is the Prince of Paris right here. Nice to meet you. He knows his way around the city like no other. So, Gabby, if you want to join me and him, we'll show you a good time later.
I'm hanging out with my friends right now.
Hey, listen, I said later. You know, if you want to come to the clubs, that's totally fine. If not, all good. She wasn't, yeah. That's why. Hey, listen. Bro, like, I'm trying. That's the thing.
They just weren't quality
They
chicks.
weren't quality enough, yeah. They were quality somehow before when they decided to approach them.
Yeah.
However, now being rejected.
Bitches.
Have you noticed as well he's gotten more desperate? He's starting to roll up his shirt to reveal his triceps or
Well, he had the rolled up. He had the
biceps.
sleeveless shirt in the last video.
No, that's not sleeveless.
I think he's bought a shirt with detachable sleeves.
Oh, like Velcro?
Yeah.
Like the strippers use?
Maybe. Who knows?
That's hilarious.
So apparently this is in France too. I'm not sure because I think it looks like his old nose. But this was posted as a France video.
I'm trying to learn Victoria's Secret. Brutal.
Okay, I don't think we need any more proof of homosexuality. Did you hear that? He goes, I'm trying to get into Victoria's Secret. She just goes, nope. And then the guy behind her goes, I love you, Clav.
No. He said, I'm trying to learn Victoria's secret.
Okay, whatever the fuck.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
care.
find out what her secret is.
Okay,
as
fair
in,
enough.
show me your lingerie.
Right.
What a shit line, by the way.
Do you want some clavicular wisdom? Clavicula's got some advice for women, some career advice for women.
I think it's the smartest thing. And this is what I would do. This is my game. This is a game plan I would do. If I was a woman, I would either... There's 2 routes you can go. I'd either stay a virgin and find a Saudi Arabian prince to marry. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. 12, I would do that, or I would just be an OnlyFans whore.
Wow. So there's two options: Saudi Arabian prince or OnlyFans whore.
Progressive kind of guy.
Well, I don't know if he's progressive. He's never claimed to be progressive. I'm not sure.
I don't think he's progressive. I think he's just kind of bullshit.
But he's definitely a homosexual.
Dude, they threw 5 screamers at me. Shortly before the blood moon starts.
He's put a lot of thought into, if I was a girl, I'd either remain a virgin, I'd wait for that big dick, till I find a Saudi Arabian prince with some money, or I'd sell my vagina on the internet.
Yes, taken into consideration what he would do with his vagina a little too much.
I'm not sure who this next chick is. She's apparently some sort of influencer. I don't know. I'm not fucking 17. But she's met up with him in Paris. They're walking down the street and this happens.
I think that's a good sign. No, that's good. Uh-oh. They're laughing at us. That's not
I hate when, see, that's another thing I hate, is when people laugh when I walk by. I'm like, what are they laughing at?
Well, it's just like, you know, they're probably just too embarrassed to come up to get up.
Because we're too sexy.
It's like the one person in school who thought they were hot shit.
Yeah, and they always end up being bald and fat. Like the Al Bundy myth is fucking true. You know what I mean? Do you know how popular I was in high school? I was the star of the football team. He went to a festival and the Parisians let him know their feelings.
Was this the Air Festival?
I don't fucking know and don't care. Look at the guy in the back right about here.
I think he doesn't like him.
No, he doesn't seem to like him.
And that guy looks pretty metrosexual himself.
He gets some feedback from some Parisian chick.
Then fuck it up.
How did you get in here?
Was my broken nose or was I recovering?
You broke my block.
God fucking forbid, bro.
I've said, go fuck yourself! And he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna
Starting
get
to not have
assaulted.
faith
I
in
need
this
to get
base.
out. My nose is recovering.
Are the two big black dudes his security guard?
Yeah, that's right. You know what I found funny though? I saw the casino boys talking about this the other day. If you freeze frame right there and you zoom in a little bit, so that's a pretty nose you got there, boy. Yeah, that sexy nose over here. Then they start spraying fucking water at him. He looks like he's having a really good time.
Oh, give up, clavicle.
He did French Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week or some shit. Apparently that's why he's there, because he's a male model.
Oh, bullshit. He wasn't hired to be a male.
He got hired to do a catwalk. And this is how that went.
Everyone fucking hates
They
him.
all fucking hate it. They all hate Clavicular. They just hate him. And you should see the Frenchies, right? The French people. French TikTok is just mogging him hard. I can say mog now because, I don't know what it means. No one really knows exactly what it means. Okay. And we were wrong in our last video. Apparently he didn't invent the word. But he uses it a lot. But yeah, I still don't know what it fucking means. I know it means did something bad.
Okay, so the French are mogging him.
Yeah, but like really badly. So it doesn't go very well in Paris for Clavicular. So he fires up a stream and he starts to quote.
Thought cold approaching for good? Yeah, I plan on it. I'm never doing cold approach again because I'm too famous and good looking. It's intimidating. So that's actually the reason that it doesn't work, right? Imagine someone with a camera came up to you, like obviously you're going to be thrown off. It's not a coke. It's not even a coke. It's actually real. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. It just doesn't make sense. Drake doesn't cold approach. Like he just goes in on DMs, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to stop cold approaching because I'm just too ridiculously good looking.
Yes, Clavicle. That's why you were getting rejected.
You're getting rejected because you have an aura of fuckhead douchebag. And people can smell it. They can sense it. It's in your fucking stupid unearned strut.
It's the smirk, it's the fucking rolled up sleeves that are clearly trying to show up. It's you flexing while you've got rolled up sleeves, okay? Nobody fucking flexes.
There was this one clip of him walking down the street in a $10,000 suit. And he's in France, right? They're pretty stylish fucking dresses. And he's walking down the street and he's like, why aren't people fucking looking at me? You can see it on his face.
Yeah.
Look at this, guys. This is literally what comes up when you Google French person.
Oh my fucking god!
Wait. Is that him holding a banana or a baguette?
No, this is a fucking comical meme French. So he's Googled French person. And he's like, look at what comes up when you Google French person.
Okay, sorry. Look, you know
It's a fucking costume!
Okay, yeah, it's like one of those things from a costume website.
Yeah, and he's like, this is your average French person. Imagine typing Irish guy into Google and going, why are they all 3 foot tall and magical and have long red beards? Are they all leprechauns?
Where's his cup of gold?
They're just fucking clowns. This is the average French guy. Poor physique because of low wages and super high cost of living. Right? That's why a lot of the food is bread. This is literally what peasants would eat in like the 18th century. Was bread.
The French have one of the most sophisticated cuisines on the planet.
I know. And the bread, I'm told, is fucking awesome. Like, you go to a French bakery here.
Yeah.
And the breads are, they have good bread, and so they like bread.
He's a moron. They eat bread because they're poor and ugly.
They're eating baguettes out of necessity. They're literally in the worst economy in the world. The GDP in France, in Paris, is worse than the poorest state in all of the United States.
He got immediately community noted on that. The GDP of Paris is higher than most US states.
Yeah, you're not exactly going to go to Clavicle for economics.
Yeah, now if you compare France to like America, he might have a point, but to compare Paris to like the poorest US state is just ridiculous and crazy.
That's why these motherfuckers are eating bread. And then they're coping when they see a good-looking person, you know, or a good-looking couple like this walking around, just bogging everyone to hell. You know, I'd be pissed too. I'd be throwing water and shit if the average wage was $1,000 a month, and then someone comes by and spends that on a girl's dress. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's 1 month of wages right there on my dress to make my bitch look sexy.
I'm sorry, this guy is the biggest fuckhead in the world.
It's a whole nother level of fuckhead, I swear. I've never seen anything like it.
I almost regret peering down this rabbit hole because I probably can't stop now. I swear to God, we'll do some different content.
Oh,
I had
shit,
to
I'm making the
follow
wrong
this up
bullets.
'cause There was so much more.
So let me get this straight. The French are jealous of Clavicle because he's rich, he's famous,
He's good looking,
sexy,
yeah, he's
and
good looking.
and he'd be spending thousands of dollars on bitches' dresses.
Yeah, that's correct. Now, we won't do this straight away, but apparently Clavicle has some fucking interesting stuff in his past.
Of course,
including the time he shot an alligator. He ended up in court and he got catmogged by the judge. Anyway, that is our follow-up Clavicle video. Like I said, we'll try not to do one again too quickly, but fucking hell, this man is a living freak show and he doesn't realise it. That's the funniest part. He doesn't realise that everyone's pointing and laughing at him. Did you know he has a looks maxing school?
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like $300 a month to get like beauty advice from Clav. Just smoke some crack, bro!
We'll assign you textbooks, stationery, and crack pipes for your enrollment to the Clavicle School.
I use crystal, so methamphetamine, as a stimulant and to lean meth.
You know what he's giving off? Derek from Zoolander vibes.
Oh yeah, from the start. I
Yeah.
thought that from the start. Visit Sugar Teacher's got a channel.
Yes, I do.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Know that 10% of those married in the world are married to their first cousin.
Isn't that amazing?
10% of those married.
By the way, you think you're the only one who, you know, in America you were joking around that 1 in 10, etc. My grandparents are first cousins.
Really?
Yeah. Might explain a lot.
All right, we got to have a talk about Hassan Parker versus for Trump.
What?
Hassan Parker versus for Trump.
This guy's a magnet for trouble.
I know. So you actually saw this tweet. This is from Hood Action News. Breaking. Is for Trump deployed on scene at Delaney Hall in New Jersey. Successfully defend the ICE detention center from Hassan Parker.
Is that what they were called? It's for Trump.
It's for Trump. So I did a bit of looking into this. I just used the Google AI thing. I don't have fucking time. This is going to be a quick video. I've got to go pick up the kids. So I haven't even seen this video. We're just doing this on the fly. But the AI overview says "Is for Trump" is a political slogan and grassroots movement championed most notably by Derek Gibson. Gibson, a former candidate for New York State governor, blah, 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 blah. So it's a real thing. "Is for Trump" is an actual fucking thing.
Okay, yeah, it's like that Diamond and Silk.
All right, I've got no idea what that is.
They're the two robust black ladies who big up Trump all the time.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I remember them. So anyway, let's have a look at Hassan Parker versus "Is for Trump." Let's go! Hearing.
Institutions that are dealing with this violence feel a sense of accountability.
And get him out of there. He just gotta. Something just happened, bro.
It's like that meme you always use with Jonah Hill. Someone came up to him, one of his team is like, "Don't argue with these people."
I didn't see that. Did that happen?
Well, it looked like he was having a debate with a black person, and then someone came up next to him and said, "We gotta go."
You don't want no part of these "Is for Trump."
You don't want no part of this shit.
Okay, well, I haven't seen anything fucking funny yet. You said this was really funny.
On the victim Richter scale, this is a 9-point.
Whoa!
I said there was no hard R.
Well, it's going to be bleeped anyway.
Well, there was no hard R.
Something just happened. Be careful. I just seen it bust his ass right there. Wait, what happened? What happened that quick? What happened?
Fucking fraud. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. People follow him because he got money.
Yeah.
Look at him running.
Yeah, can we just look at the posse that follows Hassan around?
I did briefly say that. I sort of skipped over the video, and my god. Yeah, they're like pasty white fucking hip. Like, not anemic looking motherfuckers.
Hipsters.
Yeah, that's the right word, hipster.
Hipsters and hijabs for days.
So is that your reading of what's gone on so far? He was starting to argue with some people about like detention centres and
Yes.
like, immigration and shit. And one of his cronies has come up and gone, "Don't argue with the blacks."
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Twitch, get out of here with them view bots. You view bot pussy. Get out of here, you view bot bitch.
You bought pussy.
Wow. Do they say something about... I got a feeling they say something about the dog.
Is that really a thing? Has he been busted doing U-bots?
I don't know if he's been busted, but it's fucking rampant among streamers, yeah.
Ooh.
Like, remember the quartering? At one point, he was like, "We got 70,000 people watching us."
Okay.
No, you don't. Your chat's moving like it's got fucking 50 people in there.
Yeah, and I get the feeling like after a gate, like, dog gate, they would hire more view-bots.
Well, maybe, I don't know, but I think the play, I was saying this to Yellow Flash the other day, I think the play is to like inflate the numbers and then you can go to sponsors and go, "Yeah, I can look at all the numbers I get. So this is what I'm going to charge for my brand deal," sort of thing. I assume that's the play.
That is very mischievous.
It is, isn't it?
Get out of here, nigga. Go back to your desktop, you dog abuser.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. I'm starting to like these "Is for Trump."
Yeah.
You fucking dog abuser. You abuse dogs, huh? You fucking bitch. You abuse dogs, right? How about we you? You fucking punk. You abuse dogs. Word. What's up? What's up?
Look at all these fucks following him. You're right, they've all got Kiefers. One's even got like a Kiefer style handbag.
God.
You see, they're all wearing like COVID masks and shit.
Oh.
I mean, what a fucking delightful group. Imagine going to lunch with them. Like,
Yeah.
imagine the conversation at the table.
Yeah, or a party.
Yeah, it'd be so gay. It'd be like, how can we help the oppressed Palestinians? How can we help the immigrants? How can we... I mean, just shut the fuck up. You know
what
what
do
I mean?
they talk about when they get together and have a party and get drunk?
I don't think there'd be too many jokes.
You've got
You know what I mean?
Kneecap performing on the side.
Yeah.
You abuse dogs too? What's up? You fucking dog abuser, get the fuck out of my shit. Get out of here. Twitch.
I do love black vernacular.
Yeah. None of them want to engage. None of them want to engage because they don't want to be the fucking white supremacists.
They don't want to be that person.
I can't argue with this black man because he has generational suffering.
Victim points.
Go suck Dan Clancy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you remember that Dan Clancy video of him? It's like the Twitch headquarters, the Twitch staff all singing happy birthday to Hassan. Fuck, that was funny.
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hassan Runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy.
Go suck Dan Clancy.
Go suck Dan Clancy's.
Punk, yeah, I ain't talking to you. Respect women, queen. Stay in your lane. This for my people right here. I don't even know this. This is my people. Twitch! Dog abusing bitch!
What's going on? I love it.
Yeah, you dog abuser! Yeah! You dog! Is that sexy? Is that sexy? You think abuse, don't touch me. You think abusing dogs is sexy? You think abusing dogs is sexy? You think abusing dogs is sexy? You weird ass bitch was up. Why you walking with him if he abuses his dog? Why you walking with him if he abuses his dog?
That has got to be the whitest person wearing a keffiyeh I've ever seen.
Well, he's exactly what you'd expect a Hassan fan to look like. I mean, they all are.
Right, where is that? Isn't that like cultural appropriation?
Well, yeah, that's what they like.
They hate that shit.
Yeah, imagine if we turned up and we're wearing like feathers and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we rock up in like one of those Arab robes. Did I ever tell you we stopped off in Dubai once and we were at the airport and there was very limited seats and there were a few gentlemen sitting on the ground waiting for us.
Well, no, we saw that guy's nuts in fucking Doha, remember?
Were you with me?
Yeah, I think that was, and we found out it was Ramadan, and I'm a stressful flyer, and I was just like, and I found out it was Ramadan, so I had to neck the bottle of fucking Jim Beam that I had in my pocket, so they didn't find the, in the middle of Doha airport during Ramadan, neck the bottle of fucking glass of Jim Beam, so I didn't waste it. And then it was that same trip, where we looked over and there was this fucking Middle Eastern Arab sitting there in his knackers.
Did I leave the door open?
Okay, yeah, we can run. Let's run, baby. I like running. Let's run. Let's run. Let's run. I like the red hair. It's nice. Yo, you a dude, dog. You a dude, dog.
Okay, so we're gonna run. I'm a black man. I like running, bitch. Let's run.
I mean, he's checkmated Hassan. Hassan can't do anything because the optics are really, really fucking bad. You can't argue with a black man.
I know. All he can do is run, bitch. Run.
You can't argue with a black man.
Good shit. Yeah, you smell like shit though. Back up.
That's gonna be the best chick insult, doesn't it? You smell like shit.
Yeah, because immediately you think.
I mean, is it worse than you're ugly? I mean, isn't it you smell like shit? Like, if you're a chick, is it worse to get you smell like shit than I think you're ugly?
Just like South Americans, when I said Spanish, I was not talking about her asshole.
Yeah.
Yo, you smell like shit though. Back up. Switch it. Switch it. Crazy, bro. Yo, your dog got a shot collar? Your dog got a shot collar? Okay, so I'm in public though. Freedom of speech. He's a dog abuser. He's a dog abuser. Why are you condoning a dog abuser? Switch.
Okay, well that was it. Let's put Trump everyone. Hassan doesn't have a fucking word to say because he can't.
And why is he being protected by a bunch of chicks? Why aren't the dudes saying anything? Yeah. Oh, they can't because it's the oppression point scale. Women have a better chance at saying something to the black man. You shut your mouth.
All over the news. He's a fucking he's in all sorts of shit.
Cuba Gate.
Yeah, Cuba.
You fell off the edge.
Yeah, him and Chunk got banned. They're calling it like a free speech issue for some reason. It's a freedom issue. Like they're talking about fucking America just 9/11, all these fucking senators. Fucking bomb, bro. And then he was just not come in, fuck you. And he's like, oh, why? And of course, again, it's Israel.
Because I've criticized Israel. Israel.
No, I think with tickets involved, the Englishmen have been in touch with us. Anyway, while we're here, I tweeted this out. This is the guy from GB News, American watched him before. And he's at some, I think they're doing like ice riots or something. I'm not sure if this is like what the government was doing. It probably was. Apparently things are kicking off in America again. But this GB News guy is out, I don't know where he is, he's talking to people. And this fucking pops off. And it's the most thing I've seen probably this week.
What? 20 times more likely to commit sexual offences than the Brits? Yeah, naked Brits. Brits can colonise the whole world. The Brits will close the whole world to get the Brits. Yeah, the Brits can do that. You guys have the audacity to say that the Afghans and Somalis did it. Oh, that's a fact. Is it not a fact? Is it not a fact that y'all colonized the world through rape, murder, and pillage?
So he's insane. This GB guy is saying he's only doing this in Somalia. And the bloke was saying, yeah, what about 300 years ago when the English people fucking colonised the world? Yeah, okay, so what are we meant to ignore the fucking, all the crime?
Do some scones.
Right or wrong? Alright then, what are you talking about? What are you talking about then? How dare you? How dare you? Why are you shouting? What are you, cause that's why. How dare you? Let's talk back. Let's talk, so do something about it. Do something about it, Brit. Do something about it, Brit.
I gotta say, the GB News guy is taking it very well. He's not flinching. He's shit himself. He's got this big hulking fucking black guy.
Yeah.
Just spitting in his face with anger.
Yeah, in a country of guns.
And he's just standing there like, fuck you, it's facts.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
Why can't they say it?
I don't know.
I just asked you, motherfucker. It does, it annoys me.
Answer the question. Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, let's not paint all black people with the same brush. It's for Trump.
Oh! I fell off this roof. That is terrible.
Answer that question. Answer that question. How do the Brits get their power? I don't give a bro.
I came out to argue his and you're gonna break his jaw for what?
Slavery.
Yes! Yes!
That's the left. That is the
I have no idea how he got in here.
They do the same thing. You fuck too! You fuck too! And it'd just be like fucking 15 minutes of that. It was really, really annoying.
That ain't my baby. That ain't my baby.
No, they could. Oh, you. How'd you get over it? What'd you do? Aeroplane.
Teleportation.
The Titanic. It sucked about 3 quarters of the way in.
Yeah, Titanic is the way then. You know what I mean? What a fucking retard. Anyway, that's the video. That's it. I gotta go. Thank you very much for watching. Yes, I do.
Police tracked him. However, after finding the phone, his cooperation came to a sudden stop. He refused to hand the phone over, leaving police to wonder, had he seen something on it? Or was he hiding something far more unsettling? But before we get to that, Jeremy is not alone in facing a tragedy. Unfortunately, it can happen to any of us. Take Yvette Torres. She was walking home from work in Philadelphia when a truck struck her without warning. Morgan & Morgan fought for her in court and won her nearly $12 million. If you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Become their client, and unless you win, they do it all for free. Just the past few months, Morgan & Morgan has helped hundreds of people. One That was 4 times more than their insurance offered. So if you ever got seriously injured, your case could be worth millions. And it takes only a few minutes to see if you have a case. You can start your claim with Morgan & Morgan by visiting www.forthepeople.com/insanity found in the description, or by scanning the QR code on the screen from your phone's camera. With that said, let's get back to Jeremy, who would go on to discover Brandon's phone while searching around the house. This was a huge discovery for the investigation, as it could help trace where Brandon could have gone off to. But unfortunately, Jeremy was unwilling to give up the phone to cops until he could better understand the situation. After all, Brandon is his son, and he is innocent until proven guilty. So giving up the phone could be a tragic mistake. Again, hours go by with no further leads or clues as to where Brandon went. Jeremy managed to find Brandon's phone during this period will forever remain a mystery. However, when police spoke to him again, his demeanor would shift dramatically.
Status. So, first of all, I found his cell phone. That's right. I do like that at the same time. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably need to go through it and see at least maybe where he ended it. There is a significant amount of blood in that upstairs bedroom and on the carpet. But I wanted to be straight up with you, not from home fine. Okay? Appreciate it. Do you have a warrant? No, we'd have to get one at some point, so we couldn't go into it without that. So some text back and forth. Maybe something helps. You know, and that's him. You know, I can't promise you that. I want to. All right. Well, yeah.
Damn it! I had one shot at that. Let me get another shot at it. Nope.
Because he didn't know what was wrong, but he seemed a little shocked that we're at his house. You know, he seemed respectful in the sense that he was okay with us being at his house and doing what we needed to do. I couldn't really get a feel for him. He may just be covering for his kid. He's got to be. Him having the phone not being shattered tells me that his son handed it to him. Found the phone. Tells us they found the phone. They don't want to give it to us about search county. That's the truth. Not fair. Probably. He was telling Rekt that there were texts there asking for if anyone. I wonder if the text said something.
These officers were spot on with their theory. On the phone, Brandon reviewed an array of horrifying notes, such as
I'm running out of bullets.
He swallowed his tongue. I like dark places where my blood melts. It feels so good, and I feel so cool. My brain's a waterfall running out of my nose like drool. I can turn myself on in the blink of an eye. They notified me as the smartest man alive. Additionally, he would leave a to-do list following the murder of Aaron. 1. Schedule lasts 3 seconds. This was in reference to his YouTube channel where he would post his music. 2. Vacuum. 3. Laundry. 4. Shower in my shower. 5. Toothbath. Tomorrow. 3. Text Rachel that Aaron threw up horribly. I think that's it. 2. I woke up and he was gone. Whether or not these exact messages were what alarmed Jeremy is unknown. But something on that phone made it clear to him that Brandon had killed Aaron. And just an hour later, Jeremy would call police, detailing that he was with Brandon and that he was willing to surrender and turn himself in. So 25 minutes later, Brandon and his parents arrive at the station.
You're for Brandon. Rachel, here. I'm gonna take him back there. Send somebody else to find the body. Okay. I'll be right back out with you, okay?
After Brandon was secured, the detective would sit him down to try and get a basic confession or any information that might ease the path to conviction.
Alright, like I said, I'm Detective York. I work here on PD, of course. Detective York, yep, that's me. Before we get started, got some paperwork to fill out.
The detective would start the interview by giving Brandon's basic information and contact addresses.
So I'm gonna do some stuff before we get started, okay? You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to talk to a lawyer first class before you are asked questions and have him with you during questioning. Alright, sit tight for just a minute.
Brandon is smart. He knows nothing he says in the interrogation room will go on to help him in court, so he decides to keep his mouth shut. This is unfortunate for the detective. Brandon's parents are more than willing to have a discussion with him, so instead, he turns his attention to them to try and get the information that he's looking for.
Thank you. Take it go. I can try to show you. You can try to show us the general area, yeah. Okay. There's an old cemetery up the hill. You turn left, try to trip off.
This from Jeremy was crucial information to track down Eric's body. But as valuable as this information is, the detective recognized the importance of capitalizing on the opportunity to gather as much from Jeremy as possible while he remained cooperative. With this in mind, he shifted his focus to delving deeper into Brandon's personal life before returning to search for the body.
7 anxiety attacks, 7 thoughts, he was having visions, home, making safe. By the time I get his medications right, got a call from Brandon this morning, panic attack, was asking about why he came out.
God damn, why can't I hit that?
He didn't want Dad to find it out. He was following upstairs and recorded it. That's all we did.
I don't understand why it's not letting me hit that. There we go.
This raises the possibility that his actions may have been influenced by mental instability. However, it's important to consider the context. Jeremy's statements could be an attempt to have Brandon Hayden settled in court. Therefore, it's essential to approach these claims with a grain of salt, as they may not fully reflect the reality of the situation. Regardless, police now have an approximate location of where Aaron's body should be, so all hands went on deck to search the cemetery Jeremy had described. Aaron was found buried in the cemetery, behind this coated area in the back of the property. Even worse, Aaron's arm was wrapped inside the village sheets and slumped down. Brandon Wiseman was a cold-blooded murderer. Right after his discovery, Brandon was placed under arrest of Aaron Davis and transported to the local prison.
Go up to the counter, right? Let them follow the instructions. We got here if you want. No, we're talking to you. You got your ID. Oh, yeah.
Officers
God
stated
damn
that
it.
Brandon remained eerily calm while being transported and seemed completely unfazed by the entire situation. And while Brandon had been successfully captured and the case had seemingly came to a successful conclusion, officers had one tragic duty to complete before the end of the day. Break the news to Aaron's parents that their son had been murdered.
Here? I don't know a whole lot because I'm not been here doing all that research.
Future ahead of him. His sudden death is nothing short of an equal horrifying act on Brandon's behalf, and justice had to be served for Aaron's and his family's sake. This man has just been told that his wife has been murdered. But he never could have expected his daughter was responsible. March 3rd, 2020, Brenda Pollard from the her daughter was in the house at the time and told police this was a home invasion turned murder. But even though Sydney was injured as well, there were still questions left unanswered. Things weren't adding up for the cops. Brenda was on the phone with one of Sydney's college professors at the time she was out, and during the call, Sydney started screaming. Called back, the voice on the other end of the phone claimed to be Brenda, but the college professor knew this was a lie and suspected Sydney was pretending to be her mother. Fearing the worst, he called 911 and the first responders arrived in no time. This
section. Nice fire head and stuff like that. No, I think he just walked in on it. There's a broken window in the back, so if you can just put up some tape, they're gonna pronounce it.
It turns out Brenda hasn't just been stabbed. She's also been hit over the head with an open skillet, and her injuries are so devastating that her life ends.
Come on. Come on. Come on, come on. You just need to cooperate with me, all right? Huh? What happened? What's going on?
God damn it.
Are you cut? I don't think so. Yeah, you're cut somewhere. I don't think so. Yeah, your hand. No, I was helping her. Yeah. I don't know. We just got the dad. Okay, wait. I don't know. I don't know.
Sydney appears to be as well, is suffering from shock and struggling to hold herself together. Even the arrival of her father, Steve Powell, doesn't call Sydney dad. Police need to lock down the crime scene and try to figure out exactly what's happened.
So you're gonna go. Okay. He's got my.
Inside the house, there's a broken window and the knife used to stab Brenda. But something isn't quite right, as the broken window had blood dripped on the outside of it, leading police to conclude it could have only been broken after Brenda had been stabbed. However, Sydney claims that the intruder used the window to enter and was broken before the attack, leading to the first of many inaccuracies in her story.
Okay, do we know who, where, which way?
That's the younger guy. I'm looking through here and I can see pictures. There's a whole basement set up for
Yep, hey, sorry, I'll call you right back. Right. Alright, let me go report that. Well, I'll see if we can find out who else lives here.
With such a serious case with so many unanswered questions, the cops spend some time talking with homeowners nearby. They have to try and collect as much information as possible, but right now, the only person making any sense is Sydney's father.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my wife and there's my daughter. How old is your daughter? She'll be 20 in March. 19.
Wait.
Sydney. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, that's them right here. I can hear them.
While trying to piece this puzzle together, police speak to Steve Powell and one of Sydney's friends down at the station, in the hopes that they may be able to help them shed some light on exactly what happened. But, unfortunately for Steve, he has absolutely no idea Sydney is the attacker, or even worse, that his wife is in critical condition at the hospital and likely won't survive. Something detectives will have to break to him sooner or later.
He said there was a call, went out, a distress call from the University of Mount Union where my daughter was going, and said, female in distress. I said, well, that's funny, because Brenda's calling. So I called Brenda. He rings her on the cell phone. No answer. I call Steve. Rings. No answer. I call Brenda back. No answer. I'm pacing around. of it, somebody broke into the house. There's blood everywhere. She was hysterical and crying. So at first, when you talked to her, she said, "You like her?" Cops are on the way. Is she still a tenant? Well, as far as we knew up until today, yes, but apparently not for the last, I don't know, maybe couple weeks.
What Sydney hadn't told her parents was that she'd been kicked out of college weeks before this happened, and had been lying to them ever since. But she did tell her friends, including Lauren, who lived in the same dorm.
Now, you understand that Sydney was a roommate at Mount Union? Yes. Freshman year at St. Louis, go over each other's houses, everything like that.
Yep. Well, she started off in exercise science freshman year, her first semester, but then she didn't like the classes, so she switched over to psychology and sociology. But then she didn't really like that, so this year she switched education, and then she didn't like that either. I think she struggled with classes. And until the end. And just like Lauren had too, I think she felt like everybody around her kind of had figured out what they wanted to do, and she hadn't.
Establishing Sydney's state of mind leading up to the incident will help detectives find out if she simply snapped or if this was premeditated. The issue is, Sydney is going to claim that she actually has no idea what happened throughout this entire case. In fact, she's going to base her entire defense on the fact that she blacked out and even claim insanity using this. This means the cops still have no solid proof that Sydney is the guilty party, but they're starting to discover she was hiding secrets from just about everyone.
Well, I know she's had anxiety for a while, but I don't think this last semester or back in January, my friends and I were worried for her.
Lauren knew something was wrong and tried to help. At first, she had no reason to doubt her and was as supportive as any friend could have been at a time like this. But even more Sydney's evasive behavior.
Tell me, I'm here for you. If you need anything, I'm here. She was struggling with school, and that she was trying to figure out what was going on, and that's when I started to try to help her. Really good relationship. Like, her mom and her were really strong. And they did everything for her. Another reason she went to her. She never ever talked about having an argument with her mom. Like, I can't recall everything she did. Or when she goes to the weekend, oh, my mom was just
Wrapped up in a lie was going to struggle to escape from it. Instead of owning up, she decided to make out as if college just wasn't working out for her and tried to convince her parents that they could save a lot of money on college bills if she left to pursue other things.
What's going on? I'm not going to I'm overwhelmed in school, and I don't really like what I'm doing, and it seems like it's a waste of my time and money. So that's all part of it. I should tell you what you need to do, what you're doing, what you're twice. You need to pick it up.
But that's not what she told her friends.
When she's talking to you about, the problems she's having at school, did she mention that she tried talking to her parents?
Yeah, I know she definitely, especially when she left, she talked to her mom and that decision to leave Mount.
Lauren's suspicions will prove to be right right, and Sydney was lying to her friends, but at the same time, she was also lying to her parents, who knew nothing of her problems at college until they received a phone call from Sydney's professor. So Steve and Brenda began crisis talks to find out exactly what was going on with their daughter.
I went back, I called my wife on my daughter's phone. She picks up, she was working down Children's, and she goes, "What's wrong?" And I basically told her, I said, Sydney, the reason we can't get on is because she's unenrolled. She hasn't been going to school.
Sydney became wrapped up in two sets of lies, the story she told her friends and the story she told her parents. Failing grades aren't the end of the world, and any parent would support their child through such difficult times. It seems she thought her parents would be mad and couldn't bring herself to tell them she'd been asked to leave the college.
Yeah, we asked her she was doing, and she said she was good. Like, she acted like what we would see as normal. Like, she was laughing, she was having fun. She said she got a job because she worked at the Akron Rubber Ducks. She worked there for a couple seasons, so she was gonna go back there. And then she also said she was looking for another job, and like everything was good, and she was trying to figure out like her next year and all this stuff. And she was gonna talk to her parents about housing, trying to come back to Mount.
When she went to my international, did she ever drink alcohol? Or she did? Just kind of describe that for us.
She liked to drink. There was an incident in the fall of our freshman year where she drank too much, and she wasn't alcohol poisoned, but she did end up in the hospital. Her mom came and got her at like 2 in the morning. Usually after that, her and I were together, and she did drink. I usually kind of like some reason after kind of her limit because she's small.
Detectives suspect Sydney snapped when Brenda was on the phone to her college professor and tried to cover up her lies by silencing her mother forever. The issue is, again, Sydney is claiming that she doesn't remember a thing, but it seems that she made some crucial and careless mistakes that let the detectives pick up the pieces. Sydney grabbed an iron skillet and beat her mother into submission before plunging a steak knife into her neck over 30 times. She then impersonated her mother on the phone and staged a break-in to try and cover her tracks.
I made it in far enough to see the back fenders. When you go into the front door, you come on the kitchen, you can see there's like a pass between the kitchen and the living room. The back of the house, I can see right here, there's 2 big sliding windows. I can see that window.
Alright, I'm gonna log out. I got some things some errands to run before I leave on my trip. I'm gonna come on later, but probably not very long, probably only for like an hour or 2. I might play games, I might just chat with you guys, I don't know. But I will see you guys later. Have a good afternoon.